Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
And we welcome you back to the pregame show. It's time to talk Sioux Center Warriors football with head coach Tim Van Regenmorter. Coach, thanks for joining us here today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Coach, let's talk about your Sioux Center Warriors team so far in the season, the preseason for you. You are 2-0 so far on the season, a couple non-district games out there, a win over Lamar's and a win over Unity Christian just last week. Your team is off to a pretty good start. Tell us about your squad.
Yeah, we are 2-0. We've played two really good games, and it's been exciting to see. We've had some interesting battles in fall camp, which has allowed for a competitive camp. Unfortunately for us, the big thing we need to work on is being inconsistent, and we've jumped out on both the opponents we played very early, and we've kind of leveled off as the game went on. So we've worked pretty hard this week on improving that.
Well, and you talk about inconsistency with your team. One thing that can help a team that is struggling with that playing at high levels at each time, your defense has been playing very well, only allowing the opposing team to score a limited amount of points.
Yeah, we have, the big focus for us has been consistency with our tackling, making sure we get a lot of people to the ball and flying to the ball and creating some turnovers. And last week, we did have a big turnover where we got a pick six and managed to get some momentum going in the second half.
Well, let's set our sights on this week, the opening round of district play. District 1, always a tough outing for you. And right off the bat, you get Central Lyon, George Little Rock in Sioux Center.
Yeah, it's the same draw we had last year, and as you said, Joel, it's huge to get started in the right note with your district play and with the new format. One loss is devastating, and you got to get started on the right note. And we've had some classic, rivalry-type games with Central Lyon, and Friday night will be no different.
Anytime the Lions and the Warriors get together, it's always a hard, physical, tough-played game out there. It's got to be nice knowing that you're going to get to play it at your home field.
Yeah, it is. It's a big advantage to play at your home field, and we're blessed to have the opportunity to have 5 home games this year, and it's just in terms of preparation and things, it's just maybe a little bit more at ease. Put your kids at ease mind to play in their home field, and both teams travel well, so that's not an issue. So it'll be a packed venue and it'll be a fun night.
Well, let's talk a little bit more in depth about your opponent here for tonight. Central Lyon, George Little Rock, new head coach Curtis Eben out there. What are some things that you expect to see from Coach Eben's Lions?
Whether Coach was playing at USF where I coached against him when he was a player, he was physical, or whether he was calling the defense, they've been physical. I know that Central Lyon will bring it, and they'll play hard, and they'll be very physical. I'm happy for him in the program. I just think that it's pretty traditional. He's taken a lot of the values that Coach Lorenzen had, and I'm sure incorporating them as he should. It's a great program, and so we expect it to be pretty similar to what we've seen in the past.
What are some things that you might try to do here with your squad this season that you think that you might be able to take some advantages against CLGLR?
Yeah, it comes back to consistency. We need to control the ball and keep it away from their offense. We need to not make mistakes. That seems very cliche, but that's ultimately what we're worried about. I think when you get caught up in the worrying about what your opponent's doing, you're not worrying about what you're doing, and we maybe have done that a little bit in the last 2 weeks. So, yeah, we're focused on us and continuing to try to improve us and take a step in the right direction tonight.
It's always nice when you're in Northwest Iowa and you get to play football like this. Don't try and get too fancy. Just stay with the basics.
Yeah, no question. I mean, you can do a lot of really fancy things in September, but ultimately what gets you to the next level or the next step, which both programs have been there, is running the ball and playing great defense, and that's what the fans are going to get on Friday night.
So far, 2 weeks into the season, going into district play, every game is important, obviously, this being just week number 1. How is your team looking going into district play on the injury front?
We're pretty beat up right now. We've got some key injuries and some key spots, but to go back to what I said earlier, Joel, we've had some great position battles, so that's allowed some guys to step in and fill roles that, we wanted more reps for. You don't wish injuries upon anybody, of course, but we've got some injuries. Just credit those young men that have stepped in and filled spots, and they'll come and they're going to play hard.
It's nice when you've got that next man in mentality out there, and you've got guys that can step up, and it really helps your team build depth as you go on through the season.
Yeah, it really does, and it helps grow, experience not only during the season, but also helps grow, excitement throughout the course of the off season. So. A lot of young men will be taking their first varsity snap tonight, and we'll see what they can do.
What do you see as some of the keys to picking up a win against the Lions?
For me, Central Lyon, like I've said, is a great rivalry, and we've had great games. I think a lot of times it comes down to special teams. Both teams play great defense. Both teams run the ball. In general, most times it's not a huge scoring event. But it comes down to special teams. Central Lyon's always had fantastic return teams, and I expect that the same thing tonight. So we've got to do a great job. And then kicking, we've really struggled with PATs and getting some extra points and really left a lot of points off the board. We need to execute in that phase of the game.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time with us here today, and we wish you the best of luck tonight.
Thanks, Joel.
That is the head coach of the Sioux Center Warriors, Tim Van Regenmorter. We'll be back with more of our pregame show when we return.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the husband who didn't text back about supper.
Probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
Here at Central Lyon, we offer equal opportunities in a fun learning environment.
Students K through 12 participate in a wide variety of activities in and out of the classroom.
Teachers here at Central Lyon go the extra mile to help students achieve their academic goals.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
And we welcome you back to the pregame show. It's time to talk Central Lyon George Little Rock football with head coach Curtis Even. Coach, thanks for joining us once again.
Hey, thanks for having me, Joel.
Coach, let's talk about last week, our first road test of the season on the road in Spencer. And the game started out the way we wanted to. We'd made some good strides in the right direction, but in the end, it kind of reversed on us and got away.
Yeah, we going on the road, we had a good game plan. I thought the kids, on the way over, we were focused. We got over there, we got to work, and that first half was a good half for us. I felt like game plan wise, we had everything that we needed. The looks that we saw throughout week in practice, the same look they gave us throughout the game. We executed pretty well. I thought first half we played really good, defense and offense. We moved the ball. So that second half got away a little bit from us. We just, got down to the simple things as tackling and blocking. And, we started getting tired. Our kids didn't dry their feet on their tackling and, gave up some big long runs. And those plays ultimately hurt us in the long run.
One good thing, though, that we can look at is after the way the West Lyon game went, to come back 1 week later and to come out early on in that game against Spencer and perform and do things, like you said, defensively, we were on the task. We were up there a lot more physical. Offensively, we were able to move the ball and put some points on the board. That had to be a big plus for you from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, there's definitely some positives that came out of that game, too. I thought we played physical on both sides of the ball. So there's definitely improvements that we saw, and that's what you want to see improvements week by week, and we definitely improved the second week. We just got to play 4 quarters of hard-nosed football, and we only played 2 quarters last week.
Well, let's move on to the next week here. This week we've got Sioux Center. We're going on the road again, another road test. First week of district play. Those first 2 games, they're out of the way. They don't really count towards your playoff record. Now it's when we get down to business, and now it's when it counts.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big week for us. We had a great week of practice. Our kids are focused. We had a little a meeting before the week started and got everybody back on the same page, and now it's time to play district football.
Well, we know going on the road into Sioux County, over to Sioux Center, a very nice football field to play on there, but a tough physical team Sioux Center always brings.
Yeah, Sioux Center is always they're big physical kids. They're very well coached. Coach Brennan Mortar over there does a nice job with those guys. They're very well disciplined, and they run a very much a different type of scheme of offense. A lot of different formations, a lot of shifts, a lot of motion. So for us this week in practice, we had to see a good look, and we did. Our kids were focused. We got kids lined up. We made the correct checks on defense and offense. We saw a lot of different looks, and so scout team was a big week for us this week, and our scout team did a nice job preparing us. So I think our kids are ready to go.
You talk about being prepared for the week and the different looks that you got. What are some things you expect to see from Sioux Center?
Offensively, you're gonna see, like I said, the kind of a spread offense. They're gonna do. They'll set up in one formation, then they'll shift to a different formation, and it's usually a shift of a tight end or a wing to try to get your strength calls off, and then they'll go motion off of that. So again, it's kind of a complex offense, but the bottom line is when they get set to play football, we got to be ready to play, and we can't be confused by what they show us. We got to line up and don't get confused by it as a defense and just line up and smack them in the mouth. On their defense, they run a 3-5 defense. They run it about as well as anybody in the state. They do a nice job of moving guys around. They'll fly around. They'll send linebackers quite a bit, and throughout the gaps and stuff like that. They play gap sound defense. So it's a big week for our offensive linemen to recognize when blitz is coming, when to pick up things, and to get to get that offensive line moving in the right direction is a big thing for us tonight.
One good thing is in the past against Sioux Center, we talk about their defense out there and the fact that they do blitz a lot of linebackers. They bring a lot of guys around the ball. You'll see 8 guys up around the line of scrimmage. If we block it well, there's a possibility for some really big plays.
Yeah, that's the case. Anytime you play teams that with a lot of guys blitzing, and that's the chance you take when you play defense like that. And so exactly, if we can get through that first level and a half, I call it, because it's about half. They don't really have a second level; it's a half a level. So if we can get through that first level and a half, we're going to be successful. And I feel good about it. I mean, our guys we had a great week of practice. We picked up most of the things that we've done, and now we just got to go out there and execute tonight.
Well, let's talk about your Lions out here, Central Lyon, George Little Rock, opening up district play. What are some things that we've seen throughout the first 2 weeks of the season, and maybe some things you've seen on tape against Sioux Center where you think we might have some advantages?
The things that we're not going to change a lot. That's the thing. We're going to do what we do, but we're going to do it better. And that's our biggest thing is that we have not done some of the things on offense that we've really wanted to do. We just missed some blocks here and there. We haven't played as physical as we wanted. So we didn't go back to the drawing board. We got back to work, and you give your opponent credit, and then you get back to work after that. And so we literally, I haven't put much, we haven't added any new plays, we haven't done much of that. We just need to play more physical football. We need to block better, and we need to tackle better, and that's what you're going to see out of us tonight.
Well, how much does the field going to play a factor in tonight? When you go to Sioux Center, they got that nice turf field, and when we can get to the corner, which we like to try and do, and utilize the speed of our running backs, that always presents a little bit of a challenge for the other team.
Yeah, that again, we haven't played on turf yet, so it's a little bit of an advantage to Sioux Center right now. We'll get out there early. We'll get guys running around. Our guys, it's not the first time we played on turf, in the years past. So our kids know what it's about, and any game surface like that, a nice surface like that, we're excited to go on, and you never have to worry about anybody slipping or sliding for any reason, being wet or anything like that. So our guys are excited to play on that, and it's a short little road trip for us, and get us, just enough time for us to get focused and get to work.
Well, Coach, going into district play, District 1 is always a very tough district to play in. It's a hard physical game each and every week. How's our team looking injury-wise going into that first week?
Pretty good. We got Carter Kroll back this week. He's limited right now with coming off of being sick, so but he's going to join us back on the football field. He's bringing some attitude with us, and otherwise that we just have some bumps and bruises that we got to take care of. But our kids are ready, and we had a good week of practice, and nobody's hurt, so it's time to play.
What are some keys to to picking up a win tonight against the Warriors?
I think the biggest key is just going back to the old school tackling and blocking, and that's for us that's been our big thing we discussed this week, and add a little attitude with that. I think that includes that in that blocking and tackling, but we got to give our efforts got to be at 100%, and then we got to have some good attitude and carry that throughout 4 quarters, and that's our side. On their side, we got to limit their big plays. They offer, they got some speed out there, and they'll throw the ball up deep once in a while, and we got to limit those big plays. If we can limit big plays and win the special teams battle, I feel real good about what going into this game tonight and what we'll bring to the table.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you spending some time with us again this week, and we wish you the best of luck tonight.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, Joel.
That is head coach of the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions, Curtis Eben. We'll be back with more of the pregame show when we return.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success. Here at Central Lyon, we have a tradition of excellence and take pride in our quality education. Central Lyon has undergone many changes over the years, but our mission has remained the same, to provide an education and the opportunity for all students to become productive, lifelong learners. Our rich history combines with our state-of-the-art facilities to give students the best of both worlds. Our students have access to the newest technology, dedicated teachers, and a community that supports our efforts. Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face, a long lost friend with a helpful hand, picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard, with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like I
The
was
husband who didn't text back about supper.
probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
We'll have Schreiner standing to his right. And now the speed man, Brandon John, will stand directly behind him with a split receiver out wide to the left. Bleeker calls it out, takes a snap, dropping back to pass, looking right side for the back right corner, and the pass is caught by Zutenhorst over top of Hymanson. 2-point conversion is converted. 10:53 left to play in the first half, 14-0. Sioux Center leading at Central Lyon George Little Rock. From Open Space Park, you're listening to Lion Football on the Lions Broadcast Network.
Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success. Here at Central Lyon, we have a tradition of excellence and take pride in our quality education. Central Lyon has undergone many changes over the years, but our mission has remained the same: to provide an education and the opportunity for all students to become productive, lifelong learners. Our rich history combines with our state-of-the-art facilities to give students the best of both worlds. Our students have access to the newest technology, dedicated teachers, and a community that supports our efforts. Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success.
Back at Open Space Park in Sioux Center, 10:53 left to play in the first half, 14-0. Sioux Center with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. District 1 Class 2A opener here tonight. Ensuing kickoff following the 63-yard touchdown pass coming for the Warriors, and Jackson Stander will do the kicking. As Stander approaches and gives the ball the boot, a high end-over-end kick. Nick White will field it at the 7-yard line for the Lions. To the 15, to the 20, and brought down at the 25-yard line is White, where the Lions will start 1st and 10. Joel, penalties, the key for the Lions here these first few offensive possessions tonight.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we definitely need to work on here, Jay, is the penalties need to come through for us. And in the same aspect, you can't give up. You got 10:45 yet to go here in the first half. You got plenty of time on the clock. You know, if nothing else, if you can get a score here, at least cut the lead in half, that's a definite confidence booster going into the half, you know, and if things play out right, if you can score here and your defense can come up here, you do have a chance you could still even go and tie it at the half.
Lion offense back on the field, 5 wide on 1st and 10 from their own 25. Nagel with a quick pass left side over the head of Austin Metzger, and it will be blown dead. They're going to say it was a forward pass. Metzger couldn't quite get the handle on it. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, not getting it out there. You know, the Lions have had some good looks on the passing side of the ball. They just haven't quite been able to complete it to the full extent. And when they do, they've gotten a penalty in there. But Lions trying different things out there, trying and find that advantage to make their way through here and see if they can't quite get it to go in their favor and maybe bust a big play.
10:42 left in the first half. Lions trail 14-0. Nagel in the shotgun, takes a snap, a counter to Parker Netton over the left side, cuts it back up the middle across the 30, out to the 33-yard line. Nice tough run for Netton of about 7 yards on the play.
Yeah, it's a good tough run for him. He was just bowling over guys, and that's something that we like to see there. With Parker coming into the game, he gives you a different aspect out there. Nick White, he's fast. Colton Van Beek, he's kind of a dancer out there. But Parker Netton, you know, he's one of those guys who just gets downhill and runs and adds a little force to it.
I would say the Lions running between the tackles has looked pretty good tonight. The line is getting some push, and runs between the tackles have been there. Nagel in the shotgun, takes a snap, fakes the hand of Metzger, keeps it himself right up the gut. He's got a first down and a little more out to the 41-yard line, and the Lions will move the chains.
Yeah, another 8-yard run there and just moving the ball down the field. I think that's definitely going to be the place where we're going to have to attack them. We're going to have to show that outside run a little bit, and even if it doesn't work, though, just keep the defense honest, keep them from going and collapsing there on the middle, but that's definitely where I think we're going to get our big runs, is if we can get between the tackles and then bust it outside.
First down and 10 for the Lions from their own 41. Nagel in the shotgun, dropping back to pass, looking left side under pressure. He'll tuck it, he'll run it. Nagel breaking out right side to midfield, takes on a couple defenders, and he stood up in in Sioux Center territory, I should say, at the 49-yard line of the Warriors.
Wow, he's going to be really close to a first down here. They're going to have to come in and at least measure this. If they don't say first down all the way, they're not even going to look at it. Wow. They're going to say he's got enough yards.
Well, great run by Luke Nagel, and a tough run, too. He took on a couple of Warrior defenders and smacked them right in the mouth as he took on those two, got the first down. 9:38 left to play in the first half. Lions trail it 14-0, but now able to run between the tackles, and the offensive line starting to get, or they continue to get that push. The run between the tackles has seemed to have been there the whole game. Twin receivers to each side. 1st and 10 for the Lions from the Sioux Center 49. Nagel hands up the middle. Parker Netton breaks it out right side to the 45-yard line of Sioux Center. 4 yards on 1st down. We'll take that every time.
Yeah, Parker Netton is really working his way back into this offense, and he's one of them kids. He's a young kid. We didn't know what we were going to see out of him. Played a lot of JV last year and did some nice things on JV and working his way into a starting role out here. And he's really starting to run the ball well and use some confidence as well.
2nd down and 6 from the Sioux Center 45-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun. Trip receivers left, a single receiver to the right. Nagel calls it out, takes a snap, fakes the hand to Netton, keeps it himself up the gut, breaks off a couple of arm tackles to the 39, make it the 38, and the Lions move the chains again.
Lions are looking really good here as they're just putting together a nice drive, marching it down the field. Now, the one thing they got to do, Jay, is they've gotten a couple 1st downs and starting to get that push out there. They've got to finish this one off and get it in the end zone.
8:40 left in the 1st half. Clock is on the move. Lions trail it 14-0. Save for the shotgun 5-wide formation. This is old school Lion football. They're coming right at him, right up the middle, right up the gut, and just pushing him off the line so far. 1st down and 10. Ball spotted on the 38 of Sioux Center. Nagel dropping back to pass, rolling out left side. Hit as he throws, nearly intercepted by the Sioux Center defense. And Manuel Ramos, the linebacker, almost coming up with it.
Yeah, and right there, they had to do something a little bit different because Sioux Center actually changed up their defense. They brought 2 blitzing linebackers right up the middle of the field there and dropping back to pass. And Lucas a little bit under pressure there and very close to a big play for the Warriors.
2nd down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on the Sioux Center 38. 8:18 left to play in the 1st half. 14-0 Lions trail it. Nagel in the shotgun, split receiver wide to each side, double wings. Man in motion left to right. That is White. Parker Netton will get it on the counter over the left side. Netton to the 35 and a 3-yard pickup, setting up the Lions with a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, 3rd down and 7 here. This is the tough part here for the Lions is they're behind the chains once again. That when they're in 3rd down and 5 or less, they're in good shape because then they can either use the running back, they can use the quarterback, or they can throw the ball, and they've got options. Right now, 3rd down and 7, that really limits what they can do. But you are in 4-down territory, so you want to get at least half of this and give yourself a good chance on 4th down.
Ball spotted on the Sioux Center 35. Nagel in the shotgun with 5 wide, calls it out, takes a snap, fakes a pass, keeps it himself over right tackle, dives to the 29, and he's going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down.
Nice job there for Lucas. So that's one thing that you see that he's getting better at and better at each and every week, Jay. And it's one of those things where he's starting to figure out that he's a big kid. He's 6 foot plus tall. He's 6'2", 200-pound kid. He packs a punch. When he runs into you, it hurts the defender a little bit more than it hurts him. And he's really starting to show that.
4th and 1 for the Lions. This is a full yard, and the Lions will go for it from the Sioux Center 29. Here we go. Nagel in the shotgun, Netton to his left. Twin receivers each side, man in motion right to left. That is Metzger. Nagel fakes the hand to Metzger, keeps it himself, pushes forward through the Sioux Center defense, still on his feet, up to the 25-yard line. He got 4 yards on that play all by himself.
That was a great job there. He actually got stood up at the line of scrimmage, but able to keep those legs pushing and use that big body to his advantage. And pushes forward for 4+ yards and keeps this drive alive.
Toughness on display from Lucas Nagel. 6:51 left in the 1st half. Lions with a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 on the Sioux Center 25. 14-0. Sioux Center with the lead. Central Lyon George Little Rock looking to claw their way back into it. Trip receivers right, a single to the left. Nagel in the shotgun with Netton standing to his left. Nagel takes a snap, fakes the hand to Netton, keeps it himself over right tackle, breaks through a couple tackles inside the 15 down to the 14. A flag on the play in the area of a hold.
Wow, that's a tough break there. You got linemen that are 7 yards downfield, and they throw a holding call there. Looks like it might be against Austin Winkle. That would negate a big run there for Lucas, and that'd just be a tough break.
Yeah, the penalties. Lions have been shooting themselves in the foot here tonight. They've been able to move the ball and just can't go without a penalty, it seems like, at inopportune times.
Yeah, they're really starting to move the ball down the field. You hope that this doesn't stall the drive out there because they've really got some momentum going. They're getting a great push down the field, and you want these guys to keep getting that push and keep working hard. And the good thing about a hold that is there it's 7 yards downfield. So those offensive linemen are downfield blocking and pushing. They just got a hold in there and got caught.
First down and 14 now from the Sioux Center 29. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. Netton stands to his left. Nagel calls it out with Metzger in motion right to left. Nagel takes a snap, all kinds of early motion there. And another penalty with 6:10 left to play in the first half, and the Lions trailing 14-0.
Here they are. They're a little bit flustered there after that holding penalty. Brings them back there. And right there, lots of early movement, like you said, Jay. Lots of guys not knowing the snap count, not knowing when they're supposed to go on. And that just looked confusing altogether. And now you're really behind the chains, and you got about first down and 20.
Yeah, first down and officially 19 from the 34 of Sioux Center. Clock will wind with 6:05 left in the first half. Lions trail it 14-0. Looking to make their way back into this ball game. Just some penalties here on the last couple of plays have really pushed the Lions back. The good news, it is first down. On first down, Nagel will fake the hand to net and keep it himself right up the middle. Breaks it out right side. 25 all the way to the 20. Great run by Lucas Nagel. And he'll pick up, 14 yards all the way up to the 20-yard line, setting up the Lions with a 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and that's a great run there by Lucas. Good job there. He gets downfield and then makes the cut to the outside. That's something you don't see a whole lot. Lions always trying to just skate to the outside, trying to outrun everybody. Here, Lucas goes straight up the field and then cuts it to the outside and gets himself a big run there and gets it down there. 2nd down and 5. Great position there after 2 penalties.
Ball spotted on the Sioux Center 20-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun. Trip receivers left. A single to the right. Parker Netton stands to his right. Nagel takes a snap, hand to Netton right up the middle, and Netton is blasted in the backfield for a 2-yard loss at the 22. And it looks like Schneiderman just missed his block there.
Well, they're going to give him only a 1-yard loss on there. Did a good job of fighting his way back there, but a helmet comes off, so he's going to have to come off the field, and Lyon's going to have to bring somebody else in. But here you go, 3rd down and 5 situation, but you are in 4-down territory once again. You know, you don't have to get the first down here, but you definitely want to go forward. Get yourself at least into a 4th down and 2 situation if you don't get the first down.
3rd down and 6. Central Lyon George Little Rock with the ball on the Sioux Center 21-yard line. 5:03 left to play in the first half, and the clock is stopped for some reason. Now the Lions just going to call a timeout. 14-0, Sioux Center with the advantage over Central Lyon George Little Rock. We'll take a timeout as well from Open Space Park in Sioux Center. This is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Back at Open Space Park in Sioux Center. 5:03 left to play in the first half. 14-0. Sioux Center with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. The Lions facing a 3rd down and 6 with the ball spotted at the Sioux Center 21-yard line. Following the Lions' first timeout of the first half, they've got 2 remaining. Sioux Center with 2 timeouts to their credit as well. Lions looking to claw themselves back into this ball game here on 3rd and 6. Nagel in the shotgun. Netton stands to his left. Twin receivers wide to each side. Nagel calls it out, takes a snap, dropping back to pass. Looking for the screen up the middle to Nick White. Can't hold on. Blockers were there too. Too bad.
Yeah, like I said, Jay, it was there. Nick White was there. The ball was just thrown a little bit behind him, and he tried to make a play on it to try and at least catch the ball, but nonetheless, it falls incomplete. And here you sit, Jay, 4th down and 5. That's something we really didn't want. We wanted to get at least 3 yards, cut that in half here, because that really gives you a lot more options here. 4th down and 5 or 6 is a lot tougher to get than 4th and 2.
Ball spotted on the Sioux Center 21-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun. Metzger in motion right to left, and a false start on Nick White on the left side. Nick still hasn't got over that last play. He was throwing up the arms at Nagel when the throw was behind him, and I don't think he's recovered from that last play yet.
Yeah, that's a tough part there, because there you go. You're talking, like you said, Jay, he's throwing up his arms at the quarterback because the pass wasn't there. But then you come back and you jump off sides on the snap there, and you push your team even farther back and put us at 4th down and 11 now. And that's something that the Lions are going to have to learn as they go through the season here. And it's something, bad things are going to happen on the field. That's things we talk about repeatedly, that things are going to go wrong, but you cannot let that one play affect the next play, and that's what the Lions consistently have happened so far this year.
4th down and 11 from Sioux Center's 26. Nagel in the shotgun, takes a snap, drops back to pass. Good protection, lets it go deep down the left sideline, jump ball, and it's incomplete. White and Hymanson were there, but so were a couple of Sioux Center defenders. Lions turn it over on downs, and once again, penalties the key.
You know, and that's a good play there by Sioux Center to go up with it. We threw it up into the end zone, and as you said, we had a couple guys up there to go for it. They had some defenders there, and instead of trying to make the interception, Sioux Center just did a good job of knocking it down. But like you said, Jay, once again, you know, we were sitting there, we were moving the ball down the field. We had a holding penalty, pushed us back, able to dig our way out of it, got down there into that 5-yard situation. Then a couple negative plays, a couple more penalties, pushing us back once again, and it really just stalls out that drive. But we ended up taking a good 5-6 minutes off the clock on that drive.
1st down and 10 for Sioux Center. They'll take over at their own 26, and the hand goes up the middle to Schreiner. Schreiner with a huge hole will carry all the way down to the 43-yard line, and a 1st down and much more for the Warriors as they're up near midfield.
Yeah, Schreiner with a 17-yard pickup there. The biggest play so far for Sioux Center running the ball right now, and that's kind of just wearing these guys out. Where, you know, we've got a lot of two-way players. We've got about 6 or 7 guys that play both ways out there, and the defense has been out there a little bit and been out there for a while, and you knew eventually Sioux Center was going to find an opening. The Lions got to dig in once again.
4:40 left in the first half. 1st and 10 for Sioux Center. Ball spotted on their own 43. Bleeker takes a snap, quick pass on the left side. Catch is made by Biker, and he's brought out of bounds at the 48. They'll say brought down inbounds and keep the clock moving after a 5-yard pickup.
Just a nice little play there. That's something that Sioux Center has done to us. They did have the one big throw down the field there, but for the most part, they're just kind of dinking and dunking their way down the field and just kind of finding the guy on the little hitch route. It's very tough to come up there and play that. As a defensive back, you're going to give him 2-3 yards, and then it's just basically an extension of the run.
2nd and 5 for Sioux Center. Twins to each side. Bleeker in the shotgun, takes a snap, dropping back to pass under pressure, avoids the sack, and now he goes down. Nagel got one arm around him, but ran past him, and then Bleeker ended up falling down anyway, back at the 39-yard line. Believe there's a flag on the far side of the field. Yes, there is.
We'll see if it's in the area of a hold here, as it looks like they might walk this one off.
Okay, they're going to call a illegal motion on Sioux Center. So that will be, the Lions are going to, Curtis Eben is saying decline it. The quarterback sack was back at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, because right there, if you take a 5-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, it's going to put you back at the same point as where the sack went down. So a 5-yard loss on the sack plus the loss of down, so you're definitely going to decline that penalty.
Right, 3rd down and 10 for Sioux Center with the ball now spotted on their own 43. 3:45 left in the first half. Clock on the move. Sioux Center leads it 14-0. 3rd and 10 for the Warriors, and now I believe we had a timeout called by Sioux Center here. We're going to, oh no, this is a flag. I think the officials are going to call an illegal motion on Sioux Center once again.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't know if they threw the flag necessarily. I think he just blew the whistle. Coach Van Regenmorter, he is up in arms there because he knew he had a good play called for Sioux Center. And there's really nothing being called. I think the official is over here discussing what's going to go on here with the ball placement from the last penalty possibly or where the sack went.
Well, the ball is spotted on the 43 of Sioux Center. It is a 3rd down and 10 for Sioux Center with the ball spotted on their own 43. 3:38 left to play in the first half. Lions trail it 14-0. However, the Lions have been right there in this game, save for a couple of Sioux Center's big plays. Lions shooting themselves in the foot offensively with penalties, but they have been moving the ball. Defense has been there for the majority of the half. Bleeker in the shotgun on 3rd and 10, takes a snap, rolling out right side, looking to throw downfield, has a man wide open, and the catch is made by the receiver on the play. And coming up with it is Isaac Veeder at the 45-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock.
Yeah, just a great play. And that's something that we've struggled with too, Jay. You know, throughout the season, we've been able to the defense has been able to get teams into 3rd and long situations. There you had them at 3rd down and 10. and we just can't get off the field. We need to make that one play and get that third down stop, and that's something we've really struggled with.
First down and 10 for Sioux Center from the Lion 45. Bleeker in the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking left side, and the catch is made, and a big stick on the receiver on the play, Brendan John. Colton Van Beek lays him down at the 38-yard line, but a 7-yard pickup on the play nonetheless.
Yeah, nice job there. A nice little outplay once again. But, like you said, good job by Colton Van Beek to come up and lay the lick on him. But still a 6-7-yard gain there on first down there. Sets him up with second down and short. Lions, there's 2:40 left on the clock there. They've got to do some defense here and try and keep them from off the board here before the half.
Second down and 4 for Sioux Center from the Lion 39. Bleeker in the shotgun, takes a snap, dropping back to pass, under pressure, lets it go. Down the left sideline for John. He makes the catch, but he was out of bounds. Oh, whoa. They're going to say he had a foot in. That was at the 4-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock.
Wow, a little basket catch there on the sidelines, but they are going to say that the foot was down, and they're going to give him that one, and they're going to put it right on the 4. And no instant replay here in high school football, so whatever the official says, he was 25 yards away from that play, but he still says that the foot was in.
He may have had a foot in. The left foot surely was out of bounds, but he may have had that right foot in. Either way, first and goal for Sioux Center. Another big play against the Lion defense. Bleeker in the shotgun from the 5. The snap goes over his head, back to the 15, and brought down at the 19 after picking up the fumble was Dalton Schreiner. So a big play for the Lion defense there.
Well, that's going to help them out a little bit here, but nonetheless, they're still sitting in that situation where the Sioux Center Warriors are deep in Lion territory with 2 minutes to go. And Lions got to get a stop on defense. They've been able to hold them for a couple downs. They've got to get that final stop and try and get off the field here without giving up any more points.
Second and goal for Sioux Center. Ball spotted on the 19 of Central Lyon George Little Rock. Bleeker in the shotgun. Schreiner behind him as Bleeker calls it out. Takes a snap, fakes the hand to Schreiner, rolls out right side, pass in the flat, catch made, and once again a huge stick. Brendan John, he's earning those yards here tonight. Zed Hymanson laying him out at the 14-yard line, 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, he is. He's taken a couple there. He took one earlier from Van Beek, and now he takes one from Hymanson. And the reason for that is the ball just hangs in the air so long. But it does get there. And it's a positive gain. That's how open these wide receivers are, but they're taking a lick afterwards.
1:15 left in the first half. Third and goal for Sioux Center from the Lion 14-yard line. Bleeker in the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back to pass, launches it in the left corner of the end zone for Zutenhorst, and he cannot make the catch over Van Beek. Van Beek was there defensively. So now a 4th and goal for Sioux Center. Clock will stop with 1:03 left to play in the first half. Lions trail it 14-0, trying to stop Sioux Center from scoring just before the half here. A 4th and goal coming up.
Well, and they're going to probably go for it here. They have not had good kicking games all season long. You heard the coach talk about that. But, it looks like they might bring a kicking team out here possibly to try a field goal. But that's something that they have not done well. They haven't kicked extra points well. And the kicking game has been a struggle, but we'll see what they try to do.
Yeah, you'll have to keep your head on a swivel for any kind of tomfoolery here. They will spot it at the 30 or the 21-yard line, I should say. So it would be a 31-yard field goal attempt. Jose Marquez, the kicker, and it's blocked by the Lions. Out of bounds, picked up at the 5-yard line and running with it for the Lions out to about the 10. Central Lyon George Little Rock will take over. 1st and 10, they do got a couple of timeouts left with 1:03 left in the first half, and we'll see what the Lions elect to do starting in the shadow of their own goalposts at their own 11.
Well, you got to expect them to just try and run this clock out. Maybe if you get a big run and you get it out to midfield, then maybe you take a few shots down the field. But other than that, you got to expect the Lions to play pretty conservative here. Maybe just work the clock out, go into the half, and try and make the adjustments.
14-0 is the score, but I've seen a lot of positive things from the Lions in this first half, believe it or not, with a 14-0 score. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. Nagel takes the snap, fakes the hand to Metzger, keeps it himself. Up the middle, nothing fancy, just out to the 14 for 3 yards. And 55 seconds, clock is on the move.
Yeah, and I think that's what you're going to see a lot there. This is just going to be their basic run packages here. And just try and milk the clock here. They'll milk the clock down underneath that 30-second mark, run one more play, and see if they can't quite get out of the half with that one and move on into the halftime.
2nd down and 7. Central Lyon George Little Rock with the ball on their own 14-yard line as we approach 30 seconds left in the first half. Clock is on the move. Nagel in the shotgun. He's got trip receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left. Parker Netton stands to his left as Nagel takes a low snap, hands to Netton right up the middle, breaks it out right side, and Netton will be hit after a yard gain. That should do it for the first half of play with 10 seconds left.
Parker Netton, good strong run in there. Good to see him back in after he took a hard hit earlier, but like I said, Jay, that will run out the clock and bring us to the half.
So we have reached the half here at Open Space Park in Sioux Center. After one half of play, a 14-0 lead for the Sioux Center Warriors over the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions. And Joel, Lions trail 14-0. And what I was getting at earlier is you say, well, 14-0 is the score. And if you're just tuning in, it's like, here we go again. But there have been a lot of positives for the Lions here in the first half as far as moving the ball. And the defense has been sound with the exception of a few big plays for Sioux Center.
Well, and you talk about that, the few big plays, that's what's burned them so far in this first half of play. The opening kickoff goes all the way down to the 5-yard line. 2 plays later, they're in for a touchdown. We're down 6-0 right off the bat, and then you get beat on a 65-yard pass, for their other touchdown. Other than that, you've played right with them. I mean, we've done our job. We've moved the ball down the field offensively. The thing we got to do is just shore up the penalties out there. We've had a few holding calls. We've had blocks in the back, illegal motion penalties. We had more penalties in the first half tonight than we've had all season, and if we can get those shored up, we can do some good things in the second half. Now let's see if they can go into the half. This is where we had the issues last week against Spencer. We went into the half a little bit down on ourselves and could never get back out of it. I want to see these guys go into the half, get pumped up, get ready to go, and come out and have a positive attitude and get after it from the get-go.
Oh, the Lions really have a chance to take over a half of football here, and they can start out with the ball to start the second half. Boy, you tell you what, you march that right down the field, you score, you got momentum established right away.
Yeah, momentum, and the point is right there. You cut the lead in half, and you're right back in the game early in the third quarter, and that's got to be the goal and the mindset when they go into the half here. They got to discuss what we need to do to finish those drives and get ourselves into the end zone, because you come out and you score right away. Like you said, Jay, the momentum shifts, and you've got it all there going into the second half of play, and you can start doing a lot of good things.
Yeah, kudos to the offensive line tonight and the toughness of the backs as well. The runs in between the tackles have been there pretty much all night for the Lions in that first half.
Yeah, and like I said, kudos to that offensive line here tonight. The things they're doing out there don't seem very big, but they are very big. Because like I said, with the way Sioux Center runs defense, the chaotic things that they do, where they blitz guys from back and forth, left, right, 2 in the middle, 2 outside, 1 inside, 1 outside. They bring guys from all different angles out there, and on every play, that offensive line has got to change up their blocking scheme and really pay attention, and they've done a pretty nice job so far.
14-0, that is the score at the half. The Sioux Center Warriors lead the Lions of Central Lyon George Little Rock here at Open Space Park in Sioux Center. We are at the half tonight. Coming up on the halftime report, we'll get together with the Lions' Brady Wright and Ross Wiertzma as we take a trip inside the Lions' den for the Senior Spotlight player interviews. That and much more still to come at the half from Open Space Park in Sioux Center. A 14-0 lead for the Sioux Center Warriors over the Lions of Central Lyon George Little Rock. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
And we welcome you back to the Lions Den, where each and every week we go inside the helmet and take a little bit closer look at some of our CLGLR football players. Today we're being joined by senior Brady Wright. Brady, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Brady, let's talk a little bit about your family. Tell us a little bit about the home life.
Well, both of my parents are teachers here at Central Lyon in the high school. My sister is a sophomore at Morningside College in Sioux City, and my brother Caden is an 8th grader here.
Well, Brady, let's talk about the football field that's going on. That's why we're here. Obviously, a guy who's been around the program for all these years. Now you're a senior, finally paying it off. Tell us a bit about the positions you play and the responsibilities you hold.
Well, I'm on kickoff return, and my job is to get the R3 for our football talk, but basically just find the first guy that you can and block him. I hold the PATs for the extra point, and then I also play receiver. So
anything on defense at all?
I'm not a defensive player.
Not a defensive player, only if called upon.
Yes, if absolutely necessary.
You're an offensive kind of guy.
I am an offensive type of guy, yes.
All right. Well, let's talk about the school year here. You're a senior at Central Lyon. Let's talk about some of the classes that you take here at Central Lyon in your senior year.
Well, I am taking a lifting class for football, and then I have physics and AB Calc, college composition or grammar. It's under the same name. And then I have choir and Spanish 4.
Starting to set yourself up for the next level.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about a very busy class schedule for you, but you're involved in lots of other things too. Tell us a little bit about your busy life.
Well, I'm in all the musicals and plays here. I am in every choir here. I do both individual and large group speech. I'm involved with my church group every Wednesday night. I did mock trial for a couple years, and I think I'm forgetting one, but
that's all right.
Yeah.
You're involved
sports.
in sports.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Basketball, baseball, that
golf,
fun stuff.
Football, yep.
You bet. So you're involved in lots of stuff around here. That's great. That sets you up. As you said, you have a busy class load. We just talked a little bit about that. What are some of your future plans after high school?
Well, after high school, I plan to go up to South Dakota State and major in electrical engineering.
Well, as a senior here, you're a guy who's like perfect for this interview here and perfect for this question. You came through the program. You're a great scout team player for us. Now you're in the starting lineup as a wide receiver out there on Friday nights. What is some advice you can give to the younger kids coming through the program?
Just make the most fun as you can, because last year playing scout team was honestly the most fun that I ever had in football until this year when I'm starting. But otherwise, that was the most fun that I ever had playing football. Just hanging out with a group of guys playing football, even though it's not the best players on the team, you still just create bonds and you have fun while you do it.
Well, what are some of your favorite memories or maybe your favorite part about being a CLGLR football player?
Last year, Cherokee, when we did that defensive stand in the last minute of the game and we ended up winning by 2, that was probably while I've been a part of the program, that was probably the biggest thing that I remember. Or Cherokee playoff game my sophomore year when it started snowing the first half. That was because that's the only time that it's ever happened for years and years, so I thought that was really cool.
Well, Brady, we appreciate you spending some time with us here today, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the husband who didn't text back about supper.
Probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
Here at Central Lyon, we offer equal opportunities in a fun learning environment.
Students K through 12 participate in a wide variety of activities in and out of the classroom.
Teachers here at Central Lyon go the extra mile to help students achieve their academic goals.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
And we welcome you back. Another edition of the Lions Den, where each and every week we go inside the helmet and get a little bit closer look and get to know our CLGLR football players. Today we're being joined by Ross Wertzman. Ross, thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
Ross, let's talk a little bit about your family life over there in the George Little Rock School District. Tell us about your parents and your family.
Oh, my parents' names are Hope and Randy Wertzman. I have 2 older sisters. Their names are Katie and Kelsey, and we live on a hog farm, and my job is to pretty much take care of the pigs and help my dad do other stuff, other odds and ends around the farm and stuff.
All right, well, let's take you onto the football field. We talked about wrestling pigs at home. You get to come on the football field. You're one of the hoggers out there. Tell us a little bit about your positions you play on the field and some of your responsibilities.
I play left tackle, and for left tackle, all you have to do is try to make holes for the running backs so they can score touchdowns. Don't get a lot of glory, but as long as the running backs get the glory, it's all good.
Got to keep Coach Postma happy.
Yeah, that's a hard job sometimes.
And on the defensive side of the ball?
Defensive tackle, or I play defense. I play defensive tackle and just hold up blockers so then linebackers can make some tackles and hopefully try to make some plays out there too every now and then. That's kind of fun too.
Well, let's talk about some of the goals you might have for the year. This is kind of one of those things where it's tougher for a lineman out there. Let's talk about some of the team goals first and then maybe some individual goals you might have.
Team goals to win the district. I don't even know the last time we won the district. It'd be good to win that again. Individual goals, I'd say be all district left tackle and maybe not give up any sacks. That would be a good goal. So that'd be a good goal. And then what else would...
Well, that works pretty good out there. Let's take you off the football field. Let's go inside the classroom. You're a senior at George Little Rock this year. Tell us a little bit about the class load you're taking your senior year.
Well, I'm in a few government classes. I'm in some history classes. I have a lot of shop classes too.
All right, getting you set up here. Well, let's go out of George Little Rock. We'll get you through this senior year. What are your plans for the future?
I plan to go to SDSU and maybe get some sort of ag degree while I'm up there. Maybe precision planting and something like that.
Well, obviously we know that you're a farmer out there. We know that you're a football player. What are some of the other things that Ross Wurtzman's involved in?
I'm in wrestling. I do track, a FFA, 4-H. I'm involved with our church's youth group, and that's about it.
Okay, well, as a senior here, you've made your way through the program. There's some younger kids coming up, and they obviously look up to you. What is some advice you have for those younger kids?
Don't take anything for granted. It goes by so fast. I remember when I was a freshman, it just goes by so fast, you know.
You bet. Well, we talked about when you're a freshman. You've gone through us 4 years here at Central Lyon George Little. What are some of your favorite memories, or what are some of your favorite parts about being a football player?
Memories, I'd say it's just all hanging out with your friends. It's great to meet a lot of new people, and it's fun playing for Central Lyon George Little Rock. You're always in the top tier of the teams. You're always competitive, and it's held to a high standard. I like that.
Well, Ross, we appreciate you spending some time with us here today, and we wish you the best of luck.
All right, thank you.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success. Here at Central Lyon, we have a tradition of excellence and take pride in our quality education. Central Lyon has undergone many changes over the years, but our mission has remained the same: to provide an education and the opportunity for all students to become productive, lifelong learners. Our rich history combines with our state-of-the-art facilities to give students the best of both worlds. Our students have access to the newest technology, dedicated teachers, and a community that supports our efforts. Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success.
Back at Open Space Park in Sioux Center at the half, a 14-0 advantage for the Sioux Center Warriors over the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions here tonight. District 1 Class 2A opener for this Lion football team. Also looking for win number 1 on the 2017 season. Meanwhile, Sioux Center coming into district play with a perfect 2-0 record after their non-district games. Couple of wins over Lamar's and Unity Christian respectively for the Warriors. Warriors with a 14-0 advantage here at the half. But Joel, like we mentioned, if you're just joining the broadcast, a lot of positives for this Lion football team in the first half. Just some inopportune penalties has really been the key to that first half, and thus the reason why the Lions have not found the end zone yet.
Yeah, we've really been doing some nice things out there, Jay. And like I said, inopportune penalties out there have really stalled out a couple drives for us. We're averaging 4.5 yards a carry out there. That's a great yard per average for the running team running behind the offensive line there. They've been doing a great job moving the ball. They just can't finish them out there. Haven't passed the ball very well, but we've had a couple really close opportunities. We had a play where we had Zed Hymanson streaking down the field, had him wide open, and he just couldn't quite hang on to it. We had another little screen pass that was set up beautifully, and the pass just wasn't quite on target there. And that's taken a few things away in that passing game and really kind of hurts you on those incomplete passes where you don't gain any yards on that one. It brings the ball back there. But running the ball, we've been effective. We just need to finish drives out there, Jay. And, we keep talking about the moral victories out here. The first half, we've done some nice things, but we've done this, but we're doing this here, but we got to quit with the moral victories here, and we finally got to cash in, and we got to get the job done.
And I tell you what, between the tackles has looked good so far for the Lions all night. Of course, Sioux Center running a three-man front, playing a 3-5 defense. They like to take advantage of their quickness, and the Lions have been taking advantage of that defensive front with the between the tackles running game. We'll see how long Sioux Center decides to line up with 3 men up front, and so long as they do, may as well take advantage of it.
Absolutely, and that's one of those things where you'll see that throughout the years and all that stuff. That's been one thing you can do, and when you've got a team that plays a very aggressive defense like this, Coach even talked about it, where they play a not a first and second level. They play one level and then a level and a half. They're playing that close and that tight on the line. And if we can get through that, that's when we can bust it to the outside and use our speed to get out there and get out into some space. But I think initially, like you said, Jay, we got to stay between the tackles and hit them hard right off the bat and get past that first level to keep going and get down the field.
Well, the Lions will get the first crack offensively here in the second half as the Lions will get the ball. They won the opening toss and elected to defer, so the Lions will get the ball to start things off in the second half here tonight in Sioux Center. On the defensive side of the ball, a couple of big plays for Sioux Center. Obviously, the opening kickoff run to the Lion 5-yard line when you're starting your first defensive series of the night on your own 5. Very behind the 8 ball right away to begin the night, but the Lions rebound defensively, and the next 3 possessions for Sioux Center went 3 and out.
Yeah, and down there you said they took over on the 5-yard line, and what we've been able to do to Sioux Center is so far is we've been able to give them a few yards, but then the defense ultimately stands up and they get the stop and they get off the field there. Well, when you're that deep and that close to the end zone, it's hard to keep them out of it when they only got to go 5 yards, and able to do that well. They got on top early. Like I said, then we stood up there. We played some good defense. Offense was just starting to get clicking a little bit more and a little bit better each time out. But the defense was doing a nice job then moving down into that second quarter. And you're sitting there playing well. You've got them in a 3rd and long situation, and then just some broken coverage where you missed a guy, and Zutenhorst streaks down the sidelines there, and they find him wide open, big 65-yard touchdown. So 2 really big plays have set up the touchdowns and the scoring for Sioux Center. Other than that, the Lions and the Warriors are playing very tight.
Well, it's going to come down to a half of football for this Central Lyon George Little Rock football team, and we'll see if the Lions are up to the task here tonight in Sioux Center. Oh, by the way, when we say all of this, we should mention a very good Sioux Center football team, one of the District 1 favorites, along with Boyden Hull Rock Valley, to win the district this year.
Yeah, up there at the top in the upper echelon there. Sioux Center is always a really sound program. They've built up some really good tradition, especially over the last few years. And one thing is they're loaded with seniors. They're loaded with guys that have experience out there. And to the point where they only start 2 underclassmen on the offensive side of the ball. So they're starting 9 seniors on offense, and the other 2 guys are juniors out there. On the defensive side of the ball, they've got 7 seniors on the defensive side of the ball. So they're playing with a lot of experience, and they feel that this is their time to maybe take that advantage and make themselves and give themselves a push to get back to the playoffs.
Central Lyon George Little Rock trailing it 14-0 as we get set for the start of the second half. Again, the Lions will be receiving the ball to start things off in the second half here tonight. The keys for the Lion offense, pretty plain and simple offensively to start the second half, but I would say offensively and defensively, the key right now is just win the second half, and you've got a very good chance to win this ball game.
Yeah, correct the things that we did wrong there. I mean, and I think when we say correct things we did wrong in the first half, if we can just eliminate the penalties, we're going to be sitting in really good shape out there. As we said earlier before we went to the half, Jay, we had more penalties in that first half of play here tonight than we've had all season long out there, and it really killed a lot of our drives. If we can eliminate the penalties in the second half, I'm not saying you're going to play a perfect second half because penalties do happen out there, and it's just one of those things as part of the game of football. But if we can really limit those and try our best to eliminate those penalties, we're going to put ourselves in a good position.
Lions moving from the right to the left in your mind's eye as we get set for the second half kickoff. Nick White and Colton Van Beek back deep to receive the ball. White standing on his own 8. Van Beek, it looks like he'll line up right across from White on the 8-yard line as well. Doing the kickoff for the Sioux Center Warriors, kicking this time around will be Jackson Stander. As Stander gets the go-ahead from the official, walks off his steps. Stander approaches, gives the ball the boot. We are underway with the second half. Colton Van Beek, it will be your turn from the 7-yard line to the 10 to the 15 and runs out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Could have got a few more yards, but elected to run out of bounds for whatever reason. So the Lions will take it first and 10 from their own 17.
Yeah, that was a really good kick, though, by Sioux Center. It got it way up in the air, high end over end kick. It hung up in the air for a long time and allowed the coverage team to get down there. Colton, instead of choosing to take a big hit, just decides to duck on out of bounds.
First down and at 10, Central Lyon George Little Rock with the ball on their own 17. Lucas Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side, and up back standing to his right. Nagel on first down calls it out with White in motion left to right. Nagel hands to White. White immediately cups up field to the 20, across the 20, out to the 24, and how about a 7-yard pickup on first down?
You know, first time that Nick White's actually got his hands on the ball there so far, and that's one of those things where in the first half Sioux Center was taking away the outside run and giving us the inside run, so Lucas wasn't handed to him. He was keeping it himself going forward. This time they tried to play a little bit more inside on that one, and Lucas decides to give to Nick this time, and he gets upfield in a hurry for 7 yards.
Second down and 3 for the Lions. Ball spotted just across their own 23. Nagel in the shotgun, calls it out, man in motion right to left. That is Metzger. Nagel fakes the hand to Metzger, keeps it himself around left tackle. Nagel tosses the 30 out to the 32. More than enough for a Lion first down. Now we got a Lion down clutching his knee. This does not look good. Back at the 26-yard line, and that is Parker Netton, I believe. Clutching his knee, he was. Now he's just got his hands on his head, and hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him. He is he's writhing down there on the field right now.
Yeah, and I think what happened there is he was trying to come around the corner to be a lead blocker out in front, and when he got out there, I think the pile started to fall, and I think he got rolled up on by an offensive lineman. And the good news is he's back up on his feet and he's walking back. He's going to have to come out for at least a play out there. But the good news is he's just kind of stretching out. I think, like you said, he got rolled up on, and he'll be able to walk it off and come back.
Boy, as much writhing as he was doing, that did not look good. But the good news, he's walking off the field under his own power. Is favoring that right leg a little bit. So hopefully just some bumps and bruises, so to speak, and Parker will be able to get back in the game. That would be a big loss for the Lion offense. First down and at 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 32. Just getting underway in the second half. Lions trailing 14-0. Nagel in the shotgun, trip receivers right, a single to the left as Nagel takes a snap, rolls out right side, looking to pass over the middle on just short hops Austin Metzger. It will fall incomplete. Second and 10. 10:54 left to play in the third quarter. Lions trail at 14-0.
You know, and that's one of those things where Lucas is actually a pretty good passer out there. When he can stand back there, have the time, and pick them apart, he delivers a really nice ball. He struggles a little bit throwing on the run, and that's something he's going to have to work on throughout the season as he's rolling out there. He just kind of short hops it out there, and that's kind of been the story of the passing game all night. It's there. It's just not quite complete.
Second and 10 for the Lions from their own 32. The hand goes to Colton Van Beek, left side. Van Beek with a nice tough run out to the 38-yard line. Make it the 39 for a 7-yard pickup, and now a third down and manageable for the Lions, looking at about 3rd and 3.
Boy, and that was a really delayed handoff on that one. The defensive end was actually in the backfield there, and he got to both Lucas and Van Beek there and just didn't know which one to tackle, and that time Van Beek took it and able to get downfield.
Third down and 3 for the Lions from their own 39. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. White in motion left to right. Nagel fakes the hand to White, right up the middle, has it himself for the first down. Fumbles on the play, and Sioux Center's got it at the 43-yard line. The Warriors will take over following the turnover.
And that's a tough break there. Lucas is running right through the middle of the field there. He's got the first down, needed 3. He had 4, and took a pretty good pop as he got in there, and the ball came loose. Sioux Center jumps on it, and they'll take over inside of Lion territory.
So again, the Lions shoot themselves in their own foot, able to move the ball, getting another first down, and they fumble this one away. Ball spotted on the Central Lyon George Little Rock 42-yard line. First down and 10 for Sioux Center. Opening offensive possession of the second half for the Warriors with 10-11 left to play in the third quarter. Twin receivers right, a wingback to the left, as Bleeker will line up in the shotgun with Schneider behind him. Bleeker takes a snap, quick pass on the right side. Pass is complete at the line of scrimmage, and up ahead, out of bounds at the 36-yard line is the receiver on the play, Tyler Van Beek.
Yeah, going to be a 5-yard pickup there on that. Just a quick little pass. It's something they've done all night long. They're just hitting those little hitch routes, those little bubble screens, and then letting the receivers do what they can after that. And it's such an easy pass for the quarterback to make there, and it's really hard to defend, and it just gets good positive yards. It's just like a run.
Second down and 5 for Sioux Center. Ball on the Lion 37-yard line. Bleeker in the shotgun, quick pass, right side, once again complete, and down to the 30-yard line for a first down this time is Isaac Veeder.
Yeah, Veeder once again doing the same thing there, where it was the exact same play, except for this time it goes to Veeder. He gets downfield for 7 yards and an easy first down.
First down and 10, Sioux Center on the Central Lyon George Little Rock 30-yard line. 9:55 left to play in the third quarter. Clock is on the move. Lions trail it 14-0. Bleeker in the shotgun, trip receivers left, a single to the right. As Bleeker calls it out, long snap count. Snap over his head once again, and falling on it back at the 48-yard line is Dalton Schreiner. That is the second time that has happened for Sioux Center, and Schreiner has been Johnny on the spot, able to keep the ball in their possession.
Yeah, at least able to go and like I said, Jay, keep himself in the possession here. Now, Jay, one thing that we've seen from these guys is they're hitting that quick little pass there to the outside and trying to get the Lions to come up and play on it. Yeah, they're getting 5-7 yards on it. The Lions got to be ready here on defense and not bite on a pump fake on that short pass and get burned deep.
First and 27 for Sioux Center from their own 47. High snap again. Bleeker corrals it over the middle, and the pass complete to the 40-yard line. There's Van Beek again, but Nick White right there defensively holds it to a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, well, good job there. You know, he does get the catch there, but just doesn't get anything more after that. Nick White able to get in there and make the tackle and keep Sioux Center in this third down and long situation. This is where the Lions have struggled a little bit, and they've got to get themselves off the field here.
Third down and 20 for Sioux Center with the ball spotted on the Central Lyon George Little Rock 40-yard line. Warriors will line up with twin receivers right, a wing back to the left. Bleeker in the shotgun, calls it out, and the hand to the motion man coming from right to left. It's Braden John, and John breaks through the hole. Gets the first down and more as he's tripped up down to the 16-yard line of Central Lyon George Little Rock. Third and long, the Lions can't get off the field.
You know, and that's been the troubles this whole year so far, as we can get teams into that third long situation, third down and 20, and they run a jet sweep. It's a play exactly like we run at them, you know, so they know what's coming. They know how it's going to be blocked. But John able to get through there. He's very quick, gets downfield. Needed 20. He gets 23.
First down and 10 for Sioux Center from the Lions 16-yard line. Bleeker in the shotgun, calls it out, takes a snap, hand up the middle, and hit in the backfield and dropped is Dalton Schreiner. Nice penetration by that Lion defensive line.
Yeah, good job to knock him back. They're going to get him for a loss of downs here. Second down and 11. Once again, here they come. First and second down, the Lions defense, they've been able to win these downs, but we got to win on third down, and obviously we're going to have to win on fourth down now inside the 20-yard line. Definitely four-down territory for Sioux Center.
Ball spotted on the Lions 17, a second and 11 for Sioux Center. Bleeker in the shotgun, twins to each side as Bleeker takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking right side into the end zone, lofts it up. Zutenhorst with the catch over top of the Lion defender, and it is a touchdown from 17 yards out. Nick White on the coverage And Sioux Center takes a 20-0 lead with 7:25 left to play in the third quarter.
Braden Zutenhorst only has 3 catches on the night. Unfortunately, all 3 of those have gone for touchdowns. He's got one of 3, 63, and 17 now on the night for Braden Zutenhorst.
Extra point attempt coming up for the Warriors. White was right there defensively. Zutenhorst just bigger than him, so he just reached over top of him and plucked the ball out of the air right over top of Nick White. Extra point attempt coming up here for the Warriors, and it looks like doing the kicking will be Ramos this time around. As we await the snap, hold is down, kick is up, and the extra point, it is good. 7:25 left in the third quarter, 21-0. Sioux Center leading Central Lyon George Little Rock. From Open Space Park in Sioux Center, this is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back at Open Space Park in Sioux Center, 7:25 left to play in the third quarter. A 21-0 lead for Sioux Center over Central Lyon George Little Rock. Warriors convert a 3rd and 20 on that possession and turn the Lion turnover into 7 points. 21-0 Sioux Center with the advantage. Lions to return the ensuing kickoff. And doing the kicking for the Warriors once again will be Stander. As Stander approaches, gives the ball the boot, a high end-over-end kick, but a very short kick. White will take it at the 20-yard line. To the 25, he'll be brought down at the 27. First down and 10 for the Lions offensively from their own 27-yard line.
You know, that's a short kick there for Sioux Center, but it gets high in the air, Jay. That thing goes way up there into the lights. And Nick White does a good job of running up and getting underneath of it, but only gets minimal yards on the return just for the simple fact that it allowed the coverage team to get down there.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 27. Nagel in the shotgun. Twin receivers right, a single to the left, a wing back right, and an up back to the right of Nagel. Nagel rolling out right side, throws down the middle of the field for Metzger, who cannot make the catch. Nicely defended by the Warriors, and a 2nd and 10 coming up.
You know, that's the play that we ran to start that drive off on our last possession there, except for we short hopped it there. It's open once again and just throws it up and behind him. That time he didn't short hop it. He got it up in the air, but he throws it behind Austin Metzger. Metzger made a play on it, but just couldn't carry it all the way to the ground.
2nd down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 27-yard line. Twin receivers wide to each side. Nagel in the shotgun with an up back standing to his right. White in motion left to right. Nagel fakes to the motion man, keeps it himself. And the Warrior defense has seen that one too many times. They'll bring him down at the 24 for a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, and like I said, Jay, they've seen that enough. They're starting to play it and really take away the middle run. And that's something that they made the adjustment at the half. And we were giving it early on there in the third quarter. We gave it to the outside guys who were able to get some advantages. But this time we tried to keep it on the inside there. They were able to swallow us up in the backfield and knock Lucas down for a loss.
3rd down and 13 for the Lions. Ball spotted on their own 24. With 6:40 left to play, Lions trail it 21-0. Left to play in the third quarter, I should say. Nagel in the shotgun takes a snap, dropping back to pass. Lets it go down the left sideline for Hymanson and overthrows him. Pass incomplete. 4th down, Lions will punt.
Yeah, not a good set right there, as though incomplete on 1st down, then a loss on 2nd down, and just trying to desperation heave and trying to air it out there and just can't quite connect. Bad set of downs there for the Lions. We're going to have to give it back, and hopefully we can get a good punt here and get the ball away. Hopefully Deach can get a leg into it and at least try and flip the field position.
Deach back on the 12-yard line, gets a high snap, but corrals it, gets off a nice end-over-end punt, takes a hop at the Sioux Center 40, and a Lion bounce. Inside the 30 to the 25 is where it will come to a rest at the Sioux Center 25. So 1st down and 10 for the Warriors from their own 25-yard line. A 21-0 advantage for Sioux Center here tonight. Lions, they're getting closer. That's about all you can say for them. They're certainly showing the signs of improvement, just aren't able to break through here. Too many mistakes tonight.
Yeah, good punt there by Deach. So about a 51-yard punt there. So a great job there to at least try and flip the field position. after that fumble in the last one, a short field for Sioux Center. Here we got to at least make them push and go 75 yards. So hopefully our defense can give up a few yards but bend but don't break and try and get us the ball back.
First down and 10 for Sioux Center. They'll start on their own 25. Bleeker in the shotgun takes a snap, and the hand goes over left side to Schreiner, and he'll be stood up after a couple of yards on the run out to maybe 3 yards out to the 28.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of not going away from Dalton Schreiner, and he's getting a few carries right up the middle. He gets those tough carries, and it's just one of those things where he doesn't get a lot of glory. He doesn't bust a lot of big runs, but he's very effective because he keeps the defense honest, and they got to prepare against that run up the middle there, and then so that helps open up the outside game for Sioux Center as well.
Second down and 7 for Sioux Center from their own 28. Bleeker in the shotgun takes a snap, quick pass on the right side and a fumble, but turf hop right back into the hands of the receiver, Tyler Van Beek. Back at the 29 is where he's knocked out of bounds, so it will be a yard gain on the play.
Yeah, just a yard gain there, and that time it looked like Hymanson was doing a good job of trying to come up there and make the play on that. He tried to get in there, but he was just blocked outside there. Good job there by the wideout to push him outside of the play.
Third down and 7 for Sioux Center. They won't even give him a yard on that. From their own 28, Bleeker in the shotgun. Calls it out, takes a snap, rolling out left side immediately, looking down the left sideline, and has a man who makes a catch for the first down at the 38-yard line. And coming down with it is Isaac Veter inside of Colton Van Beek for the Sioux Center first down.
Yeah, just a 10-yard pass play there. Veter just stands out there, runs right to the sticks there. Very aware of these wide receivers for the Warriors. They get to the first down marker, go just past it, and then find themselves open there in the flat, and Bleeker does a good job of delivering the ball.
5:04 left to play in the third quarter. Sioux Center leads it 21-0. First down and 10 for the Warriors. Ball spotted on their own 38. Snap to Bleeker, and the hand of the motion man right to left. That is John around right end. John with a flag on the play into Lion territory. Pushed out of bounds at the Lions' 48-yard line. However, a flag back in the area of a holding.
Yeah, and a deep call there. Once again, that's going to be too bad for Sioux Center, as John had a great run out there. I mean, he was 9 yards deep before the holding penalty come out, and it's going to negate all of those yards there and push him back. And you're looking at probably first down and probably 11 or 12.
Where are they going to walk it off from? It looks like they'll walk it off from the Sioux Center 47-yard line, which would be right about where the first down would have been. So it will be 10 yards to go for Sioux Center on first down. Nothing has changed, essentially.
There you go. Other than the fact that you take about 15 yards away from Braden John.
Right. First down and 10 for Sioux Center on their own 38, and we'll do it all over again. Trip receivers left, a single to the right. Bleeker in the shotgun. Calls it out, takes a snap, dropping back to pass, setting up the screen left side. Great read by Matuska as he flattens the receiver as he comes down with it. Matty Matuska was not fooled there at all. That is how you play a screen pass.
Yeah, that's the way you read that one. Very good job there by Matuska. As they're charging in, we're blitzing. You had Netton come running through there on the blitz, and you saw him start bailing out. They dump it over the top, and Matuska just creamed him.
Second down and 12. It will be a 2-yard loss at the Sioux Center 36-yard line. 4:05 left to play in the third quarter. 21-0. Sioux Center with the advantage. Twin receivers to each side. Bleeker in the shotgun. Schreiner directly behind him. Bleeker takes a snap. Pump fake to the right side. Here comes the deep ball down the right sideline, and it's caught right over top of Nick White, and I believe we're going to get a push-off here. White is calling for the push-off. Braden Zutenhorst made the catch at the Lion 33. Nick White called for the push-off. We'll see what the flag is.
And the flag came down right there, and it did look like it was a great pass there by Bleeker. It was right over the top of Nick White, but Zutenhorst looked like he put the hands on the back of White to cause separation, and I think you're going to get the offensive pass interference.
And the pass interference call. Yep, they are going to march it back. So Nick White, once again, was there defensively as he was on the touchdown pass as well. That one, Zutenhorst just had to reach over top of him. He's got an obvious size advantage. This time by, he pushed off on White, and White got the call.
Well, and I don't think he needed to push off there. I think Bleeker had that was a great ball. I mean, it was going to float right over top of his head. Zutenhorst just had to get the hands up and make the catch, but felt he needed a little more space. And right there in front of the official in a wide open area, you get called for that offensive pass interference.
Ball spotted at the Sioux Center 21. So here we go again. The Warriors second and long, 2nd and 27 from their own 21. Bleeker in the shotgun, the hand to Schreiner right up the middle, and Schreiner will run into the Lion defense at about the 26 after a 5-yard pickup. And on 2nd and 27, you can give up 5 yards.
Well, you would think so, and you'd be all right with that. But
Right.
here we are sitting here 3rd and extremely long again. We've seen this all night, Jay, where we've been able to get Sioux Center in these 3rd long situations. But Sioux Center just keeps finding a way to get out of them. And Lion defense, they really need to do something here and almost need to force an even bigger play, see if we can't knock them back and see if we can't get the ball back with some really good field position.
3rd down and 22 for Sioux Center from their own 26, Bleeker in the shotgun, calls it out, long snap count, takes a snap, and the hand goes right side to Schreiner. Schreiner heading for the sideline. Now he'll cut back into play, and some heavy popping going on the field. He's brought down at the 31-yard line. Will be a 4-yard pickup, but still well short of the first down. 4th down and very long, and the Warriors forced to punt.
Yeah, tough run in there for Schreiner once again. He's asked to do a lot there, and I think Sioux Center, with under 3 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter with a 3-touchdown lead, weren't necessarily going to try and go for it down the field. They weren't going to try and get too crazy. They're just going to make sure they run the ball, keep the clock going, because they know the clock is definitely in their favor.
Zutenhorst on to punt now, standing on his own 17-yard line. As we await the snap, it is a good snap. Oh, we got an early whistle here. May have been some early movement. It looks like a legal motion call against Sioux Center coming up here.
Yeah, going to get that false start, push them back a little bit farther, and allow our return guys to come up here. If we can get a poor punt, or if he can get a good punt and we can get a good return out of it, we could get possession here inside of Sioux Center territory. And, with some luck, Jay, the game's definitely not over. You're only in the 3rd quarter, and you got to keep playing hard here and try and get the best of what you can.
Zutenhorst now lines up on his own 13 as Zutenhorst fields the snap and gets off the punt. Low line drive punt off the hop. Van Beek will pick it at the 45. Pardon me, that is not Van Beek. I believe that was Carter Krull across the 50 out to the Sioux Center 47-yard line.
Carter Krull out there, the speedy guy out there. We didn't have him last week because he had mono and cleared to play once again this week, but definitely in limited action as he hasn't been on the field for about 2 weeks now and just getting back into the game flow, and they want to make sure that he's at full speed before they let him go both ways once again.
Lions take over in Sioux Center territory on the Warrior 47. On 1st and 10, Nagel in the shotgun with twin receivers wide to each side. Netton will stand to the left of Nagel with 1:46 left in the 3rd quarter. Lions trail at 21-0. Nagel calls it out from the shotgun, man in motion right to left. That is Metzger. Nagel takes a snap, rolls out left side, lets it go on the fly, and in front of the intended receiver, incomplete. Nick White, the intended receiver, and Nagel led him a little too far.
Yeah, and once again, Jay, you can't say enough about it. Lucas Nagel, 2 of 11 passing here tonight, not very many yards on there. But anytime he has thrown, we've had the receivers in position. Our receivers have been open. We just haven't been able to get them the ball.
2nd down and 10 for the Lions on the Sioux Center 47-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun with twins wide to each side. Nagel dropping straight back to pass. Pump fake, lets it go deep down the middle. Nobody home except for the Sioux Center defensive back. The safety on the play drops the easy pick. That was Charlie Dykeshorn.
Well, at least it's not our receivers. Maybe it's something with the way Lucas throws. Maybe he gets too much rotation on the ball because it doesn't seem like anybody can catch it when he throws it up there, because that was right into the hands of the safety out there, and he just dropped it.
3rd down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on the Sioux Center 47. 1:36 left to play in the 3rd quarter. 21-0. Sioux Center leading at Central Lyon George Little Rock. Twin receivers wide to each side. Nagel in the shotgun with Netton standing to his left. Nagel calls it out. Man in motion right to left. That is Carter Krull. Nagel will keep it himself. Cut it up the middle. Out left side. He's got the first down and more. All the way down to the Sioux Center 26-yard line. Lions go back to the old-fashioned run and pick up a first down and much more.
Yeah, about a 20-yard pickup there for Lucas. Doing a nice job on that one. And really, that's only his second carry, Jay, since he fumbled earlier in that first possession of the third quarter. He fumbled that one. We tried to run him one more time. He got hit for a loss, and now that's only his second carry here and only his third carry of the second half. I think we need to see more of Lucas Nagel if we want to make progress.
First and 10 for the Lions. The hand to Nick White on the sweep over the right side. Stops and cuts it up forward, and probably the best Nick White could do there for maybe a yard out just outside the 25 with 1:04 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, and they really sealed off the outside there. They got up, they got in the backfield in a hurry there, and Nick did a good job of putting the brakes on and then cutting it back up the field. And like I said, Jay, did everything he could, and they're just going to mark him back at the line of scrimmage, so no gain for Nick White.
Second down and 10 for the Lions from the Sioux Center 25. 5 wide, shotgun formation. Nagel all by his lonesome in the backfield. Calls it out, takes a snap, and under pressure immediately rolling out right side. Nagel has a man in the flat. The catch is made by Deach, and he's going to be very close to the first down, out of bounds at the Sioux Center 18.
Wow, under some intense pressure there. Like you said, Jay, they come blitzing right up the middle of the field. He has to roll out there, and Deach does a great job. He was down deeper and came back. He saw the pressure was on the quarterback, and that's what a good wide receiver does. When you see your quarterback scrambling, you got to come back to the ball and make it an easy pass for him.
Inside of 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Looks like the Lions will run out the clock, facing a 3rd and 1 when we start quarter number 4. After 3 quarters of play, 21-0. Sioux Center with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. From Open Space Park in Sioux Center, you're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the
I was
husband who didn't text back about supper.
probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank. In your own backyard. With people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back at Open Space Park in Sioux Center, along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. 3rd down and 1 as we start quarter number 4. Central Lyon George Little Rock with the ball on the 17 of Sioux Center. Nagel in the shotgun, man in motion right to left. Nagel with the fake to the motion man, keeps it himself right up the gut for the first down to the 15-yard line. Lions will move the chains as they trail 21-0, just getting underway here in the fourth quarter.
Well, Lucas Nagel getting enough yards to get that first down, getting down to the 15-yard line, and that's going to put him over the 100-yard marker. And, Jay, like I said, we try and look at all the positives that we can and try and look at the good things that we're doing out there. One of the good things is having a 100-yard rusher. That's a great positive step for our offensive linemen.
First down and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted on the Sioux Center 15. Nagel in the shotgun with crawl in motion right to left. Takes a snap. Counter over the right side to Parker Netton. And Netton will carry down to the 10-yard line. A 5-yard pickup on first down.
Parker Netton's had some nice runs here tonight. Hasn't had a whole lot of carries, but when we've asked him to do it, he runs hard and he runs downhill. And that's something that we like to see. And we talked about earlier that Parker brings a whole nother dimension to the running back game when he gets it there on those counters.
Second down and 5. Lions trail it 21-0. Ball spotted on the Sioux Center 10-yard line. Lucas Nagel in the shotgun takes a snap. The hand to Netton right up the middle. Follows those big hoggers down to the 5-yard line. Still on his feet. And they will spot the forward progress just outside the 5. Might be just shy of the first down. I think he had to get to the 5 for the first down.
Yeah, going to be still going to put yourself in a short situation. 3rd down and half a yard to get to that 5-yard situation. That's where we want to be. 10:38 still on. Lions could really use one here, Jay, to get on the board, give themselves some positive things to go their way, and try and get some strikes in there. And then after that, who knows what can happen.
Yeah, you still got a good 10 minutes left to play. Nagel in the shotgun with Krull in motion right to left. Nagel will just dive it right up the middle for the first down to the 4-yard line. And the clock will continue to move with 10:17 left in the fourth quarter. Lions trail it 21-0, but they're knocking on the door.
You know, and Sioux Center knew it was coming there. They knew we were coming right up the middle trying to get that. Their defensive linemen, all they do is fall down and make a pile there. They're not going to let us run right up the middle. And the linebacker sat back and waited for it. Lucas does a good job. He just saw that pile and jumped on top of it and got over top of them for the yardage.
First and goal for the Lions from the Sioux Center 4-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. Nagel takes a snap. Hands to Netton, and Netton will be stood up at the line of scrimmage. That took forever to develop. A loss of a yard back to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and that's just one of those things, Jay, where we have those problems there where when we ask our quarterback to make that read, when the defense sits a little bit and they don't attack, you're not sure what they're going to do. You don't know if that DN's coming up or if you could keep it, and that delays our handoff just enough to allow the defense to react to it and able to knock us down.
Second and goal from the Sioux Center 5. Nagel takes a snap, quarterback keep over the right tackle, cuts it back to the middle to about the 3-yard line, maybe the 2, and the Lions will be set with third and goal right around the 2-yard line.
Yeah, you know, and this is where power football is going to come out, Jay. We've talked about our offensive line and how well they've blocked all day long or all night long. Well, we need them here. You're inside the 5-yard line. This is on the offensive line. And you know Coach Postma, he's probably in Curtis's ear right now. He's telling Coach Eben what play he wants to have called there because he knows how his offensive linemen can get that push.
Inside of 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Third and goal for the Lions from the Sioux Center 2. Lions trail it 21-0. Nagel in the shotgun, takes a snap, right side, nothing home there. He'll sidestep the defender, but still stood up at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there for Nagel.
Yeah, nowhere to go there. They're really reading it. They know he's coming up the middle of the field on that one, and they're really just starting to take it away from us. And here we sit, fourth down on the 3-yard line, and it'd be really disheartening if we can't score on this one, Jay.
Fourth down and goal for the Lions. Ball spotted on the Sioux Center 3. Lions trail it 21-0. Looks like the Lions will call a timeout to talk it over with 8:16 left to play in the ball game. And again, Lions trail 21-0. Looking for their first points of the night. They'll have a fourth and goal from the Sioux Center 3 when we come back. This is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success. Here at Central Lyon, we have a tradition of excellence and take pride in our quality education. Central Lyon has undergone many changes over the years, but our mission has remained the same, to provide an education and the opportunity for all students to become productive, lifelong learners. Our rich history combines with our state-of-the-art facilities to give students the best of both worlds. Our students have access to the newest technology, dedicated teachers, and a community that supports our efforts. Central Lyon Community School District, setting the standard for success.
Back at Open Space Park in Sioux Center, 21-0. The Sioux Center Warriors with a lead on the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions. Lions facing a fourth and goal from the Sioux Center 3-yard line. Looking to get their first points of the night up on the board here. A frustrating night for the Lions, a night where there's been a lot of positives, but just penalties and a turnover at the wrong moment and big plays for Sioux Center. Outside of those big plays, Lion defense is held for the most part. So here we go, fourth and goal from the Sioux Center 3. Lions line up in the shotgun formation, split receiver wide to each side. Man in motion right to left. Nagel takes a snap, rolling out left side, looking to pass, and in the end zone for the Lion touchdown, making the catch is Parker Netton, I believe, or was that Nick White?
I do believe it was Nick White there on that little run out. He's
yes,
out there
it was. Yep.
looking like a lead blocker, then shoots out into the flat, and Nagel just drops it over the top for the touchdown.
8:09 left to play in regulation. Nick White from Nagel from 3 yards out, and the Lions are on the board via the touchdown pass on a 4th and 3. Extra point attempt coming up. And it looks like, let's see who's lining up to do the kicking here. Can't quite get the jersey number there as it's folded up. I believe that.
I think it's Carter.
Maybe Krull, yep. Snap is good. Hold is down. The kick is up, and the extra point, it is good. 8:09 left to play in the fourth quarter, 21-7. Sioux Center leading at Central Lyon George Little Rock from Open Space Park in Sioux Center. This is Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Back at Open Space Park in Sioux Center, along with Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. 21-7. Sioux Center with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. Lions just scoring their first touchdown of the night, a 3-yard touchdown pass from Lucas Nagel to Nick White. The point after by Carter Krull, and the Lions on the board here tonight. 21-7, the advantage for Sioux Center, and we'll see what the Lions break out here with 8:09 left to play in regulation. We'll see if we run an onside kick here or if we kick it deep and let the defense do some work. Romel Lopez will tee it up on the 40-yard line. As the Lions will huddle up around the 35. Call is made by Lopez, and they'll break their half huddle. Looks like they will be kicking it deep and let the defense go to work. Lopez approaches, gives the ball the boot, a high end-over-end kick, but a short one will be fielded at the 13-yard line by Sioux Center out to the 25. Breaking for the sidelines. This could be ugly. Here we go again, and Peyton Boone on the return for Sioux Center into Lion territory down to the 38-yard line. But a flag back at the 30-yard line. This one could be coming back.
Yeah, I think you're going to see, yep, you're going to get it. The referee just signaled as a holding back at the 30-yard line. So going to negate that out there. But once again, 2 times now we've seen some big returns there. And you got to give Romel some credit out there. He's the last line of defense. And we don't expect Romel to go out there and make the tackle, but we do want him to go out there and provide a little resistance and slow him down. And there he did it again, where he's able to make the return man adjust and allow our coverage team to come and make the tackle.
Yeah, Romel, a little more of the soccer capacity, not used to being able to use his hands. He probably likes that. First down and 10 for Sioux Center following the penalty from their own 20-yard line. 7:59 left to play in the fourth quarter. Obviously a huge series here for the Lion defense as the Lions trail 21-7. Bleeker in the shotgun on first down. Twin receivers left, a single to the right. High snap. Bleeker corrals it, hands up the middle. And to Schreiner to the 21, maybe the 22. Only a couple on the play.
You know, and that's what we've seen all night, Jay, is that that high snap there for the quarterback. That quarterback's 6'4". I mean, you got to think about Bleeker. He's 6'4". He's got some nice, big, long, lengthy arms, and they're still snapping it almost over his head on every play.
Second down and 8 for Sioux Center with the ball on their own 22. Bleeker in the shotgun, twin receivers right, a single to the left, and Schreiner directly behind him. As Bleeker calls it out, low snap that time, rolls out to the right side, and Bleeker looking to tuck and run. The Lions there, and they'll drop him back at the 20 for a 2-yard loss. Quarterback sack for the Lions on the play.
Yeah, Bleeker did not want to run with that ball. You could see he was trying to look down the field and saw no one was there, and the option was to put the head down and run. He decided to sit back on it, and the Lions were able to close and knock him back to the line of scrimmage.
Bleeker stands at 6'4", only 170 pounds, and you can guess by the size, but you can see it visually. He is not a fan of contact.
No, but he does throw a nice ball.
Yes,
so,
he does.
There's no doubt he deserves to be out there.
Third down and 10 for Sioux Center. Ball spotted on their own 20. Bleeker in the shotgun, takes a snap, dropping back to pass. Looking in the middle of the field and overthrows everybody. Wow. Must have been a miscommunication there. The Lion defense comes up with a hold and the clock stops with 6:37 left to play in regulation. The Lions forced a 3 and out.
Yeah, that's a huge play right there. For him to launch that ball down the field and throw it incomplete, that stops the clock. Lions don't have to use one of their timeouts. They're going to get the ball back here. If, lightning in a bottle here, Jay, if you can catch one here, you get a big return or something and score quickly, you've got yourself in position once again, but that's something that the Lions are going to have to really pay attention to.
Looks like the Lions might go for this one. As Zutenhorst back on his own 6-yard line, ready to field the snap. Gets a good snap. Lions are coming. The punt is off. A nice high end-over-end punt. Bounces at the Lion 45, and the Lions will stay away. It pretty much comes to a stop at the 45. Lion offense will take over near midfield on their own 45. 6:27 left to play in regulation. Lions trail 21-7 here in the district opener in Sioux Center tonight.
You know, that's a great job there to go for that on that play. Where they come after it. They got really close to blocking it, and the way that Sioux Center's been snapping that ball all night long, you put a little pressure out there, make them think about it a little bit. You can anything can happen right there, but they do get the ball away, and that's a tough break there because it looked like Carter was going to try and come up and make the play off the bounce. But when you're on turf, that ball takes some pretty crazy bounces, and you just have no clue where it's going.
1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 45. Nagel drops back to pass right over the middle. Pass is there. Carter Krull makes the catch for the Lion first down, and the chains move all the way to the Sioux Center 41.
Starting to move the ball right away. Going to have to do those quick passes to try and get yourself back into this ball game, and we got to score, and we got to score quick.
The Lions will stay no huddle. 1st and 10 from their own 41 as soon as the clock starts. Clock is underway. Lions on the ball. Nagel in the shotgun. Calls it out. White in motion left to right. Nagel rolling right side. Looking downfield. Nobody home. Lets it go. And now Krull is behind the defense. Makes the catch at the 12 and drops it. Oh, Krull made the catch. Contact. Dropped it out of bounds at the 5. They're going to say an incomplete pass rather than a fumble out of bounds. And the clock will stop on the incompletion. Boy, Krull hauled it in behind the defense, too.
Wow, he had him beat. He got behind there. And Lucas threw that off of his back foot, got it up over the top, and it fell down right into his arms. Well, like you said, he took a hit as soon as he caught the ball and just couldn't quite hang on to it. How big of a play would that have been with 6 minutes to play?
Yeah, 6:09 left in regulation, and the Lions forced to go to the pass game here. Trip receivers left, a single to the right. Nagel in the shotgun, quick pass on the left side and behind Nick White. So now a 3rd and 10 coming up. It's a shame the Lions couldn't run the ball here, didn't have a little more time because that run has been there all night. But with just around 6 minutes left, forced to pass the ball up.
Yeah, definitely forced in that passing game right there. He threw it right between Hymanson and Nick White, and some bad spacing there between the receivers. Not sure who was supposed to get that ball, and it falls incomplete. 3rd down and 10 coming.
From the Sioux Center 41-yard line, 6:05 left in regulation. Clock is stopped. Lions trail it 21-7. Nagel in the shotgun, Krull in motion right to left. Nagel on the quarterback keep right up the middle. He'll have about 5 yards up to the 36, but the clock will wind immediately, or the clock will continue to roll, I should say, as the ball is set on the 36. A 4th and 5 coming up for the Lions from the Sioux Center 36-yard line.
Yeah, but I like the play because 4th down and 5, if we run that little hitch route, we can get the first down and keep the chains moving. We don't have to throw it deep to try and get the first down here.
Twin receivers right, twin receivers left. Nagel in the shotgun with an up back standing to his right. Nagel calls it out, 4th and 5, straight back, under pressure, lofts it up, right side. Carter Krull has it, and he's going to be stopped at the 31. This is all going to depend on the spot. That's exactly where the stick is. This is going to depend on the official spot.
The one official hasn't marked, and the far judge says that they're going to give him first down yardage.
Right on the 31. They're not even going to measure it. So a first down for the Lions. Lions right up on the ball with 5:26 left in regulation, trailing 21-7 from the Sioux Center 31-yard line. Clock winds on 1st and 10. Lions set up in the shotgun. Twin receivers each side. Nagel calls for it. Takes the snap, drops straight back to pass. Under pressure again over the middle, nearly intercepted. Tipped by the middle linebacker for Sioux Center on the play and almost intercepted. It will fall incomplete.
Wow, nice job there. Great read, great drop there by the middle linebacker. I mean, he watched the eyes of Lucas all the way there, fell right into it, and actually had 2 chances at it. Missed the first one, tipped it up in the air, and just about caught it as it was coming to the ground. Lucky break there for the Lions. Clock stops on the incompletion, and they'll get another chance here on 2nd down.
5:13 left in the 4th quarter. Lions trail it 21-7. 2nd down and 10 from the Sioux Center 31. Nagel in the shotgun, dropping back to pass. Looking left side under pressure, throws to the right side. Catch is made at the 25, and coming down with it for the Lions at the 25 is Brady Wright.
Yeah, Brady Wright doing a nice job there. He runs that 5-yard off pass. Well, he got about 6 yards sliding underneath of it. and sets up 3rd down and short, but the clock is running.
3rd and 4. Clock continues to move. The ball just inside the Sioux Center 25-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun. Twin receivers right, a single to the left. Nagel calls for Krull in motion from right to left. Nagel takes a snap, rolls out left side, lets it go over the middle. Catch is made at the 20-yard line for the Lion, first down, and coming up with a dirty yards over the middle is Nick White.
Nice little 5-yard pitch and catch into traffic right there, and still able to make the catch. Was a nice job there, and they're going to keep the chains moving here, and Lions, they've still got life.
19 of Sioux Center, 1st and 10. Clock is on the move. Nagel in the shotgun, dropping back to pass, letting it go over the middle. Overshot his receiver. Carter Krull was wide open at the 6-yard line, just couldn't get the hands on it.
Yeah, that's a tough play right there, because they're going to give us that middle of the field right there, because they know if we throw it over the middle, the clock is still going to keep rolling there. But like I said, lots of time there. Good pass blocking there by the offensive line. And Lucas just delivers it just a little too high for Carter.
Clock stops with 4:25 left in the 4th quarter. Lions trail it 21-7. 2nd down and 10 from the Sioux Center 19-yard line. Nagel in the shotgun, everybody in tight. Nagel drops back to pass, looking down the middle of the field again. Catch is made by Krull at the 10 to the 5, out of bounds inside the 5-yard line at the 3. And the Lions set up with a 1st and goal.
Yeah, 16-yard passer to Carter Krull running across the middle of the field, hits him right in stride. And Carter gets it down inside the 5-yard line. Lions here, we got to finish it off here. We've had some struggles when we got into this position.
Ball spotted right on the 3. 4:17 left to play in the 4th quarter. Clock is stopped. 1st and goal for the Lions. They trail 21-7. Nagel in the shotgun. Quarterback keep up the middle. Breaks it out right side. Dives into the end zone for the Lion touchdown. With 4:16 left to play in regulation, the Lions now trail by 8.
The Lions do a nice job there. They get in there. They move the ball down the field. Only used a couple minutes off the clock with the incompletions and all that. Got the clock stopped there. 4 minutes still to go, and you're only down by a touchdown. So we'll see what the Lions can do. They have 2 timeouts left to use here in this final 4th quarter. We'll see about how the extra point goes and then leading into the onside kick.
Point after coming up from Carter Krull. Brady Wright will provide the hold. As we await the snap, snap is low. White corrals it and puts the hold down. The kick is up. The extra point is good. 4:16 left to play in regulation. 21-14. Sioux Center leads the hard-charging Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions, looking to make a comeback here tonight in the district opener. From Sioux Center, this is Lion football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face. A long lost friend with a helpful hand. Picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank. In your own backyard, with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. It's the way you like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Back at Open Space Park in Sioux Center, 4:16 left to play in regulation, 21-14. Sioux Center with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. The Lions charging back here in the 4th quarter, looking to make a comeback and possibly send this thing into overtime. 3-yard touchdown run by Lucas Nagel. The ensuing kickoff coming up from Nate Deach. As Deach walks it off, gives the ball the boot, a high end-over-end kick, a short one angling out of bounds at the 25, fielded off the hop by Boone. He'll carry out to the 33, where Sioux Center will take over 1st and 10, make it the 34.
Yeah, that was a nice job there by Boone to come up on there. Lions saw that Sioux Center was playing for that onside kick, tried to pooch kick it over the top there. Boone comes up there, sees it coming, does a great job. He just gets possession of the ball. And 4:11 to go. Lions have 2 timeouts. You expect to see that Sioux Center run game, and Lions are going to maybe get the ball back. If they can get a 3 and out, they might get a chance to get the ball back with a minute left.
First down and at 10 for Sioux Center. The ball spotted on their own 34-yard line. As Bleeker will line up in the shotgun, Schreiner stands to his left. Bleeker calls it out, pitches out. Schreiner over the left side. He's got room to roam. Schreiner cuts up field at the 40-yard line. First down and more, dragging Van Beek with him. And all the way to the 46-yard line. Lions couldn't bring him down. First down on first down for Sioux Center.
Wow, and that's just a tough break right there, because you were set up. You knew they were going to run the ball, and you're ready for it. They do a little pitch out, quick pitch to the outside. We had him after about a 5-yard gain, but he just drugged the defenders for another 7 after that.
First down and 10 for Sioux Center. The ball spotted on their own 46. 3:55. Clock is on the move. 21-14. Sioux Center with the lead on Central Lyon George Little Rock. Bleeker in the shotgun. Twin receivers right. Schreiner stands right behind him with a wingback to the left. Bleeker calls it out, takes a snap, hand right up the gut to Schreiner. Schreiner's popped in the backfield. Great penetration. Defensive line for Central Lyon George Little Rock, and coming through to make the play is just Jarrett Foster.
Yeah, Jarrett Foster, great job there. He got low, he got in the backfield right away, and able to just explode on the running back there, knocks him down for a loss. And Lions not using their timeouts there. They're going to hang on to this one. They're going to try and get it here and see if they can get the stop here, then use the first one, get a stop on 3rd down, and then use the next one. So very smart little strategy going on by Coach Eben there on the sidelines with these timeouts.
2nd and 11 for Sioux Center from their own 45. Bleeker in the shotgun, takes a snap and hands to the quick man, and that is Bird around right, and he's got the first down as he walks into Lion territory virtually untouched and then drags the Lion defenders for the first down.
You know, and that's just crushing right there, Jay. We've done such a good job of taking the run away from Sioux Center all night long, and they've beat us on the passing game, but we've really been very sound on the running game. And here, when we need to get those stops, we haven't been able to get it done. They've got 2 big runs here on back-to-back sets of downs.
First down and 10, Sioux Center from the Lion 44. 21-14, Sioux Center with the lead and the ball. Bleeker in the shotgun for the Warriors on 1st and 10. Bleeker calls it out. Looks like early motion. The hand to Schreiner up the middle. No flags on the play. There's a flag, but that's going to be in the area of a holding. And this one probably coming back.
Yeah, holding penalty there, a 9-yard gain there, and finally a hold being called against Sioux Center. That's going to stop the clock momentarily with 2:27 to go, Jay. And the way Sioux Center's running the ball here at the end of the game, you know, it's kind of like what the Lions have dealt with so far. We show some good things. We just are struggling to finish it. Here we are. We've shown the spark, showing the life here in the 4th quarter. We're back in the ball game, but we're struggling to finish.
I think Sioux Center's definitely got the conditioning advantage. When you look at the slant of the trenches right now, the offensive line of Sioux Center starting to gain some momentum, whereas the Lions had dominated up front for the bulk of the night. First down and 20 for Sioux Center now with the ball on their own 48. 2:20 left in regulation. Clock is on the move. Lions trail it 21-14. The Lions do have 2 timeouts left to their credit. Twin receivers to each side. Bleeker in the shotgun. High snap. The hand to Bird and a fumble on the play. Bird got it back at the 43, and a fortunate break for Sioux Center right there as Foster was in the backfield for the Lions and almost ripped that right away from him. Lions take a timeout with 1:55 left to play in the 4th quarter, trailing it 21-14. Now a 2nd down and forever for Sioux Center, and you would have to imagine they're just going to eat it on 2nd down and force the Lions to use that last timeout.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Jay, you sit there 2nd down and 18. You almost took yourself out of a chance here, but the way they've been running the ball, you know, it's not necessarily a bad call here either. As, you know, you come out here, you run the ball, even if you get, you know, 1 yard or 2 yards on the run right up the middle out there, you're going to be able to milk the clock. Lions are going to have to use that final timeout. Then on 3rd down, that's when the choice will have to be made. Do you want to throw and try and get that first down, or do you run it one more time, then run the clock all the way down and only give the Lions, you know, 30 seconds or so to try and go for some Hail Marys and try and get back and try and tie the ball game.
Boy, a near disaster for Sioux Center there as the snap for Bleeker was high, and he just got that handoff to John. John fumbled it on the exchange, but was able to pounce right back on it because the Lions were there in the backfield ready to take it away from him.
Yeah, and, you know, we've seen that all night. That snap has been a struggle here for Sioux Center. You know, you might take Matuska here as that middle linebacker and show some pressure to that center out there and maybe make him think a little bit more and see if you can't get another bad snap.
2nd and long for Sioux Center from their own 43. Lions trail it 21-14. Bleeker in the shotgun, takes a snap, hands Schreiner right up the middle, hit in the backfield and dropped. And we'll see what the Lions elect to do with that final timeout. It will be a 3rd down and long for Sioux Center. Clock is at 1:45. It is on the move. Lions are going to save the timeout. 3rd down And probably looking at about 21, 22 yards to go for Sioux Center here on third down.
Play clock still isn't set here, and there it goes. Now it's going. They're going to be able to bring this down to a minute, and we'll see if they try and run it one more time or see if they throw it. I would assume they're going to try and run it one more time, and then we're going to use the timeout. But like I said, once again, if we get the stop here, we're still only going to have about 30 seconds to do something with it.
3rd and 23 for Sioux Center from their own 43. The hand goes up the middle to Schreiner, and Schreiner will be brought down at the 48-yard line by the Lions. Timeout is called with 1:02 left to play in regulation. 21-14, Sioux Center leading Central Lyon George Little Rock. Lions will get the ball back as Sioux Center will be forced to punt from their own 48-yard line. Lions have just used their last timeout.
There's 1:02 left on the clock here, Jay, using that final timeout. Lots of strategy going on here as the Lions have clawed their way back into the ball game, and they only sit 7 points behind. You got to expect that they're going to come after this one. They're going to try and get this block and try and get after it, hopefully get a bad snap or something, and take advantage. If you can get a bad snap or get the block here, get the ball inside of Sioux Center territory with just under a minute to play, you've got a really good shot there because you can do a lot more things. If they get this punt off and we get it inside the 20-yard line, it's really going to limit the amount of things we're going to have to do. It's going to be Hail Mary time. If we can get to them, get a block, get it inside their territory, then we can open up a few games. We can play the sidelines, try and get out of bounds and use the clock to our advantage, but it's all going to come here. So you got to expect the Lions are going to come after this one and try and get that block.
Always dangerous when you're going for that punt block. You better make sure you have it if you make contact with that kicker. Either that or stay away from the kicker and just try to get the ball. Come across is the key. Come across, and if you're coming straight on, you better get that ball if you get that kicker. Zutenhorst back at his own 34, ready to punt the ball away. Krull stands on his own 16, ready for the return. The snap is good. The punt is off. A high spiraling punt. Krull will take it at the 20. Puts on a juke move and brought down at the 22. Lions will start 1st and 10 from their own 22. 55 seconds left to go. Lions trail it 21-14, and we'll see the ball in the air here for at least 4 downs.
And the guy that comes through there, Braden John, the quick man, he gets down the field. He's so fast. He's got one-on-one against Carter Krull there and does a great job of breaking down and getting that open field tackle. Because if he doesn't make that tackle, Carter's got at least 10 more yards out of that one. But he's got the Lions pinned deep here with under a minute to play.
Nagel in the shotgun. Netton stands to his left. A split receiver is Deach. Wide right. A single receiver wide left as well. Nagel takes the snap, dropping back to pass under pressure. Hit as he throws. It's intercepted, and that will do it. Sioux Center comes up with the interception at the 28-yard line. I suppose Nagel probably should have ate that as the contact was coming, but in this situation, you got to get it up. You can't take a sack.
Yeah, and he doesn't see it coming. It came from behind. He took the contact. Ball was just wobbling. It was a duck up in the air, and a linebacker able to run underneath it and makes the interception. For Sioux Center, they'll just be able to kneel on it.
Well, valiant fourth quarter effort by the Lions, going to come up short here tonight, but imagine if you put together a whole game with that kind of effort you just saw.
Yeah, and like I said, Jay, we can talk about all the positives. We just got to put it all together and make it complete here. We struggle to finish. That's got to be the momentum going here right now.
Bleeker in the shotgun will take a knee. Odd that they're doing the victory formation from a shotgun, the way those snaps have been going for Sioux Center tonight.
Yeah, that's tough. And the Lions are just sitting on it here. They know it's coming, and a tough break for those guys, but valiant effort here in the fourth quarter. I'm glad to see when they were down by 3 touchdowns, they never quit.
No.
They kept playing hard, and they got themselves back, and they gave themselves a shot. And that's what we can ask for out of a young team, is they gave themselves the opportunity to win here tonight.
Well, there's going to be a lot of second guessing as the handshakes and the hugs begin on the Sioux Center sidelines for these Lions. A lot of mental mistakes that are going to cause some fellas probably a sleepless night here tonight because there were a lot of missed opportunities due to some mistakes via penalties, turnovers for the Lions here tonight. Lions come up just short, 21-14. They will move to 0-3 on the season. However, what you saw tonight lining up across from you, this is a District 1 favorite. This is one of the better teams you're going to see in District 1, and you ran right with them for the most part all night, and then certainly dominated that fourth quarter of play.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Sioux Center is definitely in the hunt for one of those playoff spots. The top two teams are going to get a playoff spot. Obviously, we look at Boyd and Hot Rock Valley. They won big again tonight, and they had a big game against Esterville Lincoln Central. But we know Sioux Center's in there. We've talked about Sheldon and what they've been able to do so far. But Sheldon is struggling with MOC Floyd Valley here yet tonight, too. So, I mean, that's something that you got to look at where there are all sorts of opportunities out there for the Lions to make some noise and do some things. As Sheldon, the last score update we got, they were leading 26-20 over MOC Floyd Valley. So you're still in it. And I think this could be one of those years where there could be a three-way tie for the top. I mean, the way as closely matched as some of these teams are, one team could win here tonight, and the other team could take a win away here on another week. So, I mean, it's going to be a good district race here throughout the season, I think.
Well, the Lions 0-3 on the season following the loss here tonight. They fall to Sioux Center by a score of 21-14. But, boy, you talk about the improvement we saw last week. We doubled that improvement here tonight for the most part. Now, obviously, the penalties, the turnover, those are things that will need to be addressed. But, I mean, for the most part, a valiant effort by the Lions team. And like you said, Joel, they were down 21-0, had every excuse in the world to just lay down and die for the rest of the game. They came back, and they almost pulled it off here tonight.
Yeah, you know, those are the things we're going to look at. We're going to look at the positives. The bad thing is here's another week where we say we did really good stuff, but. We did really good stuff, but. There's going to be a lot of buts out there, and it's a bad thing to say. You can't hang yourself. You know, Coach Eben is going to be one of the first guys who tells us, I'm not making excuses. We didn't get the job done. That's what he's going to ultimately look at is we didn't get the job done. We had our opportunities. We missed our opportunities. We didn't capitalize when we had our chances out there. And, you know, this one stings a little bit just for the fact that you know you played well enough to win the game, but you just quite didn't get the job done.
Into hostile territory here in Sioux Center. The Lions end up coming up just short, 21-14 in the district opener here tonight against the Sioux Center Warriors. Stay tuned. We'll have the post-game wrap when we return from Open Space Park in Sioux Center. You're listening to Lion Football on the Lion Broadcast Network.
Frontier Bank proudly brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for free Kasasa checking at Frontier Bank.
But I literally didn't see your text.
Pizza Ranch legends.
Like
the
I was
husband who didn't text back about supper.
probably near a text dead zone. You've heard of a text dead zone, right?
It's only a legend, but just in case, there's all kinds of husband didn't text back about supper flavor at Pizza Ranch.
I'm totally getting taco pizza!
There's all kinds of that at Pizza Ranch.
The key to victory in sports starts with a good offense, which goes along with a great defense. This concept also applies to income taxes. The best way to make sure you're properly completing the many tax forms required and to ensure you're reporting all your income and claiming all allowable deductions is to take your information to a professional. Hi, this is Carmen at DeNoble Austin & Company PC, Certified Public Accountants. We can also help you with anything that has to do with accounting. We are located in Rock Rapids and Laverne, or find us on the web at denoblepc.com.
Small town values will never fade. Always finding a familiar face, a long lost friend with a helpful hand, picking right up where you left off again. It's your hometown bank in your own backyard, with people that you trust. It's the way you like to live. we like to bank.
Premier Bank, member FDIC.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
Here at Central Lyon, we offer equal opportunities in a fun learning environment.
Students K through 12 participate in a wide variety of activities in and out of the classroom.
Teachers here at Central Lyon go the extra mile to help students achieve their academic goals.
Central Lyon, setting the standard for success.
Back at Open Space Park here in Sioux Center. Final score tonight, a 21-14 win for the Sioux Center Warriors over the Lions of Central Lyon George Little Rock. Lions with a valiant fourth quarter comeback effort coming up just short here tonight against the Sioux Center Warriors. But a road opener for the Lions, a hostile territory for a District 1 matchup. They're getting closer, folks. The Lions 0-3 on the season, but you can see it's there. You can see they're putting in the work, Joel, and they're getting closer to being a very complete team.
Yeah, and those are the tough things to say, Jay, is, the tradition that's been there and the expectations that are out there. These kids don't want to hear we're close.
Right.
These kids, they hate it just as bad as we do, and they feel probably worse than we do because they're the ones out there playing. They're the ones out there. They're giving their effort, and they know when things aren't going right. They know how it is, and, they know that close isn't good enough, but they're working at it, and they're getting better. I mean, they showed some fight here tonight, and, it's one of those things. They came out, and they got down right away. You had a big return all the way to the 5-yard line. You're down 6-0, not even a minute into the ball game, and you played with them, and you kept going. You gave up another big play. You kept playing. You kept fighting through it. Then you got down by 3 touchdowns in the second half, and you kept playing. You kept moving forward, and in the fourth quarter, things started to click. All those things that we were close on, we started to connect on. Now, granted, they were probably playing a little bit softer, but they were giving us a few things. But we were making plays, and we kept fighting it, and we really made them work up until that last whistle.
Well, the key for the Lions now, coming up next Friday night, you got the Midgets of Esterville Lincoln Central coming to town. I believe they will be, let's see here, Midgets, I believe, at 1-2 on the season, I think, coming in, but they will definitely be 0-1 in district play coming into Dicknall Field next Friday night in Rock Rapids. If you're the Lion football team, you want to pick up where you left off here tonight next week.
Yeah, and Esterville Lincoln Central, they're going to come ready to play. That's a team that returned a lot of kids from last year. They weren't a bad team last year. They did some good things. We were able to take advantage of them and really overpower them in Esterville. But that's definitely a team that's going to bring a lot of kids back. And they got kind of beat up on here by Boyden Hall Rock Valley tonight. Boyden Hall Rock Valley gave it to them 49-7. And that's one of those things where they're going to come back and they're going to be ready to play. You have to expect that they're going to want to redeem themselves after kind of a poor outing there tonight. So they're going to come ready to play. You got to be ready as well. And you got to keep moving forward, keep making the steps of progress that we have been. And hopefully you can put one together here in front of our home crowd.
Well, we'll be back again coming up next Friday night. Esterville Lincoln Central, the Midgets come calling as they visit Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids for a District 1 2A showdown. Each team will be looking for their first district win of the season coming up next Friday night in Rock Rapids. Of course, we encourage you to get out to the game at Dicknall Field in Rock Rapids, but if for whatever reason you cannot make it, we'll have live coverage right here on the Lion Broadcast Network. I want to thank all of the fine sponsors that you hear during this broadcast. Swing into their place of business, tell them thank you at the very least, and we ask that you please patronize these sponsors ultimately that you hear during this broadcast. They are the ones responsible for bringing you Lion football right here on the Lion Broadcast Network. That will do it for our coverage here tonight from Open Space Park in Sioux Center. Once again, your final score, the Sioux Center Warriors defeat the Central Lyon George Little Rock Lions by a score of 21-14. For Joel Viss, I'm Jay Kelly. Good night, everybody.